Is everything set? Yes, yes, it is. All right. Now to just make sure it's actually starting. All right, we're good now. Hopefully, it doesn't just cancel. That sucked. So, as I suggest, we're doing a tournament today. Right. So we got the 1v1 tournament number 5, where, as you see, we have our resident current champion. All right, I'm turning on the music for a second for my ear. We have the resident current champion, Taros, the GOAT, the greatest. And then on the right hand side here we have Imugi. As you all know, Imugi is a gamer. Bothalla actually recently just did really well with him in ones, but I actually have no idea how good Imugi would be. I think this is actually his first time in the tournament. But I mean, yeah, let's get into it. As per usual, the first 2 rounds are best of 3, and well, the first 2 rounds of winners is best of 3, and then after that it's best of 5s. For losers bracket, it's best of 3s all the way up to top 8. Also, no stances because I feel like stances give a little bit too much of an advantage, and it's a hassle to constantly go in and go out and pick stances and stuff like that. Let me. No, actually, I like the music at 1. All right, so Moogie's gonna pick up the weapon. Try to get a 3-piece off in terms of the dodge. So the weird thing about Taros is that I have no idea how he's going to play because I'm pretty sure Axe got hit a few patches ago. He was immediately going in. And then Greatsword recently just got hit, so because of that patch, we might just straight up see like Ibugi do a lot worse than he would have done if I did this patch before Wednesday. Good little ground pound. They're just feeling each other out right now. A lot of passive play so far, which is kind of why I don't really like doing these one-on-one tournaments. I'm a fan of like trying to actually see the action and stuff, but I'm not gonna pick the maps because that'd be boring. We let the random generator do that. However, right now Imugi's got a pretty sizable lead on the defending champ. But these are 2 really high at power, like pretty high defense legends as well. So like, these kind of just are the tanky characters. That Cider might do it. Nope, not enough just yet. He's stutter stepping like a demon, bro. Oh, that's definitely gonna do it. And we see the first strike coming here from Imugi. Taros, how will he respond? Immediate downer. That's how he's gonna respond. He's gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna take your stock real quick. There's nothing to do about it. Imugi picks up the weapon, gets a sidelight, and then sig later. The side sig to punish. Now Taros switching over to the axe. He really wants this axe. Interesting. Against the greatsword of all things. Imugi picks up the weapon now. I mean, right now, again, they're just kind of like feeling each other out this game. I don't know what's going on, but this is what they've chosen to do. So, you know, you see a little 2-piece come out, the ground pound response, side sig wisp. Oh, he doesn't get the 3-piece, he gets 1. There he's going to get the double end light. I mean, Taros has kind of just been on the back foot so far in this slow game, which kind of, it makes sense though, because Imugi 1 has Greatsword, which is still a strong weapon. Mind you, it's still very strong. It just lost a lot of its bridge moves. But aside of that, it's still a very viable weapon. And then, Taros is also using Hammer. But like, more importantly, Mugi has higher defense. Which normally would cost you, but dash changes that happened over a year ago are still affecting us today. As they should. They were supposed to be a dash rework. Gets the punish, gets the sidelight, interrupting that sider that could have been crucial. Imugi down sig doesn't work. The stop Sarah and Taros takes the lead. The defending champion holding his ground here in game 1 as we reach the halfway mark on time. Interesting choice there to chase dodge away, but I guess he is low. That is going to kill from the other side of the stage. That's how damaged Taros was. Imugi, weapon starving. Now Taros has to figure out something. Never mind, the weapon pops up pretty much instantaneously. And he gets a little three-piece, tries to chase after him. Didn't work out. The ground pound in response to the side sig. A little punish from that. Yeah, this is just a game of footsies right now. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a game of footsies though. This is kind of like, I guess the issue with the bots is they're very reluctant and very very hesitant, and it kind of just makes for some still gameplay sometimes. But it makes sense. I mean, these are two high defense legends. They're both pretty like they can play more aggressive. They're just choosing not to. Literally, they're just not. They don't want to. The recovery to avoid. Okay. Smart tech there from Teros. The end light punish. Not letting him get away with something so minus. Down light. Teros just holding him down here, man. Doesn't even let him breathe for a second. Ooh, early recovery. Ground pound is going to gate. Oh my goodness. The ground pound is going to get it. Game 1, Teros. 30 damage difference. That's it. 30 damage. That's crazy. But yeah, we're going to see Teros take game number 1 here. Let's see what adjustments Imugi can make for game 2. Alright, so we're going to get the Mishima Dojo.
3, 2, 1.
Again, just another tri-platform map, so we're probably going to get... It's a smaller map, though. I can't say that much. Dojo's definitely smaller, so it'll be a little bit more interesting to play here. Just gonna, have to... I don't know what they're going to do, but it looks like they're going to sit on opposite ends of the map, and this is what we're doing. A lot of whiff attacks here. The footsies game is definitely real. Man, I wish they would develop some of these bots movements because this is a little pace for sure. The music does not help. This game is not intense at all, man. I can't even act like this game is like a really really good one. Unfortunately, side air there gets right behind him. Logi throwing a couple of hitboxes not working though. Teros playing his game. He's playing better. Ground pound. Nair comes out, but it's way, way, way too far spaced for that. The side air to punish what is it called? The finisher? I always forget if it's called the finisher or the ender. Ooh, Enlight does not kill. That's the Mugi defense coming in. The Nair whiffs the down air, my bad. Alright, down sig from Mugi. The N6's gonna definitely do it, and Mugi again taking lead on the first stock here in game 2. I mean, he's on his winner's bracket. He's on his winner's bracket stock right now. But he's not. He's on 3 stocks. I'm tweaking. I'm yapping, bro. Let me just commentate the match. Side air. All right. Once again, just backing up. Both players kind of just trying to play it safe here with this axe. Nobody wants to really approach too confidently. Nobody really wants to engage, which is kind of making for very, very, like... It's such a mental game, like, really, because it's like, I'm just going to bore you to death, but it works. It's something that genuinely works. It's either going to frustrate the other person or it's just going to bore you, but when both players are doing it, it's like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. Albeit, though, Terra's getting a little aggressive on these punishes. He's pretty much always calculated on what he's going to do. Mugi's, like, trying to do the same stuff, but it's just not to the same level of success that that Terra's is getting right now. The ground pound from Mugi. Sometimes just throwing out a raw ground pound works because of the long hitbox, like the long lasting active frames. The down air. Mugi doesn't pick up the weapon, goes for the double recovery, doesn't work out the down air. Teros just kind of zoning him away from the weapon. As both weapons pretty much on the same space. Mugi picks up that greatsword, but it might be a little too late. Or maybe not. And the recovery's going to do it. Commentator's curse right there. Teros taking one of his winner's bracket stock. Now, that's actually accurate here. I'm not at all nervous for Teros if he does end up losing this. However, Imugi is... I think this is his first tournament, and especially in ones I know it is. So, it'll be very interesting to see if Imugi can perform in loser's bracket, because we just saw Teros win off of literally coming... like, losing first round and then never losing again. Like, Teros went on an absolute tear. And his bracket almost ended a few times, too. Very, very early. and the side air, so we're gonna see them go right back to final stocks. IMGUI, okay, versus Terrorbyte. I always thought he was just called Terrobot, not Terrorbyte. There. Terra's not picking up the weapon, interestingly enough. It's like he's trying to like mind game him or something on the weapon. Even though Mugi's just letting him have it. Literally, they're sitting on opposite sides of the platform. What am I watching? We're back to the classic Greatsword versus Axe gameplay we've seen the entire set so far. Looks like these guys are masters of these weapons and prefer these. Mugi, that down sig, immediately getting punished by Teros with a recovery. Almost killing. Probably on any other character that might kill. Well, except Magyar and maybe Onyx. Definitely not. Alright, let me stop naming characters. Ground Pound. And just the raw Ground Pound as a punish option is something that it works out sometimes, but it has to be used sparingly. It's like a gotcha type move. The end, like once again on that right side, heading to the left. Imugi out of options, but he makes it back. The down air, the Ground Pound from Teros. Teros with a big lead here. Goes and picks up the weapon, dodge, side light and air. Dodges the Sair and the D-light. The Ground Pound can't avoid it. This is getting very, very, very tense now all of a sudden. Oh Lord. I'm actually kind of nervous. I'm so unsure of what's gonna happen here. The side air Teros all the way out the left. The side sig and Imugi coming back from a pretty big deficit there in damage. Teros once again doing. Actually, no, Teros did less damage last time. No, he didn't. He won. He was the one with 559. Imugi bringing it to game 3 with a very, very, very well timed side sig there. Very clean. Very, very, very clean move there. We're gonna go to no more tri platforms. Teros said, "Nah, we risked it too much. Now I just got to go to my home turf. I want a tournament using the stage." I mean, right now, though, it's definitely Imugi. And I'll be honest, this map does favor Imugi as Imugi has the Greatsword, which is really, really good on this map. Okay, now we're starting to see Teros kind of pick it back up. Teros avoiding a lot of these attacks. Side light and air. The Ground Pound. It's one good thing about this map is the massive ceilings. You have a lot of life to give pretty much every single time. Oh, the side air didn't come out. The end light punishing the side air. The Ground Pound, not enough. Imugi's just immortal. And as I say it, the side air takes him out. Oh my lord, I'm sorry, that's funny. Oh, Thatch was the last MVP of the 2v2 tournament. I guess, yeah, Thatch was putting in work. And then, obviously, Barraza had to steal all the glory and take grand finals. That's how it is, usually. And the double end light will be more than enough to secure that KO onto Teros. Teros immediately going into it, doesn't even want the weapon. Double end light once again. It seems like that's kind of what Imugi likes to do, is the end light starter and finisher just together and call it a day. Alright, he goes for the dare nair true combo. He does it again. See, this is what I'm talking about. He likes to go to that double end light. You know, whether it's a bridge finisher or starter finisher, that's just what he wants to do. The D-light nair. I haven't seen that in so long. The sider will definitely kill Teros once again with a lead here in game 3. Now Imugi's on winner's bracket stock. After this, he's going to get sent down to losers. He's a must-win if he wants to continue to have less games played than everybody else down there. It's a massive difference too. Like, if you lose in the first round, you have to play like 15 sets to win. And Imugi gets that sider. Final stocks. Final game. Both on pretty similar healths here. We would probably get to it quickly. Teros, both of them on their sub weapons. Neither of them really are too signature with them. I don't know how to explain it. They aren't very, I guess, as confident, it seems, because Teros plays a lot more safe on the hammer. Albeit hammer is known in the Bothalla universe to be the best weapon for some reason. Even after all the nerfs, even after everything, it's just always been a strong weapon for the bots. On top of that, though, Axe, albeit it's a strong weapon, especially in twos, but more than anything, the Stomp Stare might be enough. Not just yet. One more might do it, though. Down air is going to secure it, and Teros
Player one
2-1
wins.
over Himugi, the defending champion, continuing his bracket. But as I was like saying earlier, what I was commentating on, as we get Caspian and Teska to come in here and do their thing,
Tesca.
I don't think that it's not telling me that the bot is on hard. Since why do I have All City Caspian? Yeah, sure. Um, yeah, keep them on base stance.
Caspian.
Alright, okay, he is on hard. I was like, 'cause it's not telling me, so I was like, it's not telling me for either of them, actually. I don't like that. But yeah, as Caspian and Teska get into game one, like I was saying, it's a much harder run to go from losers back than from winners, because from losers, I can count right now, including first round one, 2, 3, 4,
Three,
5,
two,
6, 7,
one.
8, 9.
Brawl.
It's 10, 10, 10, 11. You need to win 11. You need to win 10 sets. You play 11 sets, but you need to win 10 straight sets. That's exhausting compared to one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only need 6 games. A five. That's a 5 set difference. That could be 20 or not 25. That's like dead ass like a 30. You skip so much. Like if we're talking like let's ignore the first 2 rounds and go to like the next five. You dead save. Like if every game went to game 3 and 5, you would save like a little under 25, like 23. You'd have to play 23 games if every set went to game 5. That's exhausting, especially on the mind. Luckily, bots don't have those, so they don't care. They play the exact same. I have not commented much about this game. I should probably do that because this is actually very, very close for a stock here. Ooh, the down air. Um, Fun fact: even though Qatar's got nerfed, it's still a very strong weapon for the bots. It always has been a strong weapon, especially in the ones. In the twos, it struggles a lot more, but in the 1v1s, it's very good. Oh, and the down sig reading the jump. What a KO. Immediately is going to get sent far right as we see World's End. I didn't even notice that. The down air, maybe recovery coming on, maybe trying to get flashy with it. Teska not at all afraid. Funny enough, Teska and Caspian used to be teammates. They actually were teammates for the first twos tournament. That's definitely going to take the stock. You see, he was barbecue sauce colors. But yeah, well, Caspian, well, this is the 17-16 matchup, so they're very even in seeding. But yeah, like Caspian and Teska are quite literally like very, very even. Even when they were playing together, like as teammates, like it was always like 500 and then like 450, and then they would alternate. Like Teska would get 500, and then Caspian would get 450, and then the next game the opposite would happen. They'd always have like three stocks or 4 and 2. These guys are very, very similar and very, very even. Unfortunately, they didn't stay together, which is really, really unfortunate. Like for in my opinion, that's really, really unfortunate because those guys got top 12 in the first tournament. They just chose not to stick together. Um, it's definitely a team that I'd like to see continue to play, but right now they have to face each other. So I guess all that beef as the ground pound kills Caspian off the top. All that beef is going to be settled here. The winner of this is going to be doing pretty good now. And so we see down air. Oh, but he went for the hard down air and immediately gets punched by Caspian ground pound. What a move. Teska going for the down sig, maybe something else. Caspian with the recovery at the top. Another recovery takes the recovery. Doesn't really matter. An end sig, another end sig, another end sig. A lot of neutral sigs coming out here. A lot of different moves coming out here. The down sig, the side sig. Caspian's using everything. He's throwing everything at the wall. Recovery. Oh, Teska tried to clip him. He tried to clip him twice. It didn't work out. Caspian. Ground pound will take game number 1 in
Player two
Caspian.
wins.
goes up 1-0 after an insanely high damage game where Caspian, despite winning, did way less damage.
Casca.
But um, so I do wanna mention I don't think Tesca has any like top placements whatsoever in 1v1s, whether that's like top 12 to top 12 to top 8. He's definitely never made top 8, but I don't even think he's made top 12. Caspian made top 4 in the very first tournament, right? Because that was Caspian, Diana, Jayun, Vector. Yeah. Because Magyar made it in the second tournament. Yeah, right. But yeah, Caspian is somebody who like is actually really strong in ones. Um, uh, Ironically, he's also my best character, but that's a subject for another day. Right now, he's definitely one of the best there is in the business. So he just needs to unlock that potential and stay consistent, and he can definitely, win out a lot of sets here. Albeit, we're looking at a lot of different things right now, especially with the meta changing. Gauntlets, I don't really know how the bots care or feel about gauntlets in ones. I know in twos, gauntlets is actually pretty solid, mainly because most gauntlet legends have like 7 power. Um, oh, Nair, hold on. The ground pound didn't work out. The ground pound to punish the ground pound. The ground pound to punish the ground pound again. It's a very footsies game here in the first stock. Doesn't even want to go for the recovery, just opts to play safe and not lose his stock. The downer is still hitting him. Sedsic doesn't hit. The walk away, the end sig will finally get him that neutral sig. Very useful for Caspian in this set. Especially considering Teska does not have a lot of spacing options. The ground pound will finally KO. Teska having all of his KO so far. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. Oh, the sider barely whiffs there. Teska starting to put a little bit of that hurt on a Caspian. And you see the guitars come out. Yeah, the very interesting thing to me about the guitars is that Caspian. Oh my goodness. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. It seems that Caspian has taken Teska's second stock, and now Teska's potentially on the verge of going to loser's bracket. Teska with a hard, or with the, I don't know how to say it. Like, I guess they call it soft, because it's no active input. Like, you just let go of the stick. Yeah, Teska with the soft side A, but was not enough. Now pretty much anything Caspian gets is extra credit to Clash. Still even like 2 damage there. The sider still not hitting, still not killing. Poor Teske, he's trying to find the kill, he can't find it. Sidelight. Doesn't get the unlight either. Just can't find anything to go. I mean, Kaz's been playing very well safe here. The Nair is sending that high up. Mind you, that thing has like no variable force. The ground pound again. Teska continuing to kill off the top with ground pounds. He's consistent. I gotta respect him for it. He's very consistent with these KO options. It's always a ground pound that kills off the top. But he's building way too much damage. He needs to be finding these stocks way sooner. Especially for a 7-power character. He makes it back. Right now, though, Caspian's got a sizable lead, and according to the bots, he's got well, according to me more, but than anything, but like statistically, Caspian's looking very poised to win this one. Healthier, has the better weapon. He's looking very confident right now. He's very aggressive. The neutral light, the down light. He went for the NC, but he was a little too slow to come out. Teska's starting to build some damage. He's starting to build some game. This is close now. This is anyone's game. Final stocks on red. This is definitely anyone's game. Well, Caspian's slightly outside of red, but we'll call it red. Final duel will be a gauntlets mirror here. Kind of a mirror, but, more or less. I'm just yapping, like I said. Ooh, the side light comes out. The downer, the second downer, the dodge, avoiding the hit. We're gonna see Tiska pick up the boots. I lied. This is no longer a mirror. He keeps holding down. I wonder why the bots used to do that one instead of the lighter one. The side light counters the end sig or the side sig, and Teska taking game number 2 with that neutral light again, building 800 damage in 1v1s. Okay, 800 damage is more impressive in 1v1s because it's one guy, but it's the fact that you're the first 800 damage I've ever seen in 1v1s, like ever. Even in my games, like even in like pro tournaments and all that, that's genuinely the first 800 damage game I've ever seen in my life.
Three, two,
Nobody has ever lived through that many attacks to the point where somebody has to deal 800 damage. That they're literally getting to 200, like 200, a little over 250. Like what, 275 ish? Yeah, because he had 808, so it genuinely took Teska 275 damage per stock to be able to KO Caspian, which is insanely inefficient. Like, that's unhealthy numbers there. Caspian once again with an early lead on the Guitars versus Gauntlets. I mean, again, Caspian just very comfortable on his Guitars. Ooh, if he had a recovery, I know what he was doing. I have done the same thing. Ground pound. Oh, that one didn't send high enough. Ground pound again. Caspian is not opting for the recovery. He goes for the down sig, does not KO because it is the harshest possible angle he could have gotten. I mean, he's trying to copy Teska now. Also, Teska finally broke his streak of killing off ground pounds. The down sig will finally take Teska out, though. And Caspian, with a solid, little half stock lead, maybe a little more. Now, pretty much everything is more than extra credit. He's still very healthy on this first stock. I mean, Teska's not really doing anything to respond either. These guys are a lot more aggressive than the previous set, but even so, like, it's still been very one-sided. Like, even in the game, that like Teska's getting closer, and he has to make comebacks. He has to build a lot of damage. These games are going very high in damage, and it's because of their lack of ability, like especially Teska's lack of ability to kill. Because there are a lot of times where if Teska, for example, threw a sig out, and maybe around this health instead of barbecue sauce red, we'd be seeing a different result. He misspaced the recovery. He gets it the second time while we're going to the second stocks for both players. 2 minutes into the game. Teska's still about a half stock behind. He's trying to zone him out. Caspian being very, very safe with it. Picks up the guitars, and now we're going to see the boots versus guitars. This is clearly what both legends prefer, so this is definitely going to be a signature weapon matchup. Side light, end light, down air. I said them in reverse, kind of. Another down air. The recovery does not hit. The ground pound also whiffing. The side light once again from Teska. We're going to see another down air punish. The recovery to respond to the side air. That down air hits. The down air again. The neutral light. The whiff attacks. The side air from Caspian. So many different. There's so many attacks coming out. They're all the same, but it's so many. Downsig finally disarms. And the downsig once again. Caspian very, very consistent at getting these, especially off the ledge. He's very smart at catching these jumps. He knows exactly what Teska's going to do. But now Teska on the back foot. Going to have to play real hard to come back. He's got a little bit. Caspian's got a little bit of runway. He's definitely got a good amount of stock. Teska just needs to find it. Teska's got to build that damage and find the stock very, very, very efficiently. It doesn't matter how fast he does it. He just can't get hit. Just don't get hit, bro. Neutral air. Clash. The side air clash in the air, that's kind of like a freaking... I feel like that's a wager. In Injustice, that would be a wager. Ground pound. Ground pound again. I still don't know how to wager, I'll be honest. Oh no! Teska's not looking good. Teska's looking dead in the water. He doesn't even know what to do. Side light catches the dodge, the ground pound. And Teska can't even find a hit. The neutral light might be enough. It will be. And Caspian is going to move on to round 2. Taking Teska down. Doing 760 damage. I genuinely think Caspian averaged like 650 damage or more this set. That's crazy.
Fulgrim.
So following that game, we have Loki versus Fulgrim in the third round. This is actually going to be a much less like close seeded. You know, obviously this is the 9 seed Loki versus 24 seed Fulgrim. Um, so Fulgrim, I think recently top 8'd in twos, which is really good for him. He's teammates with Scarlet. However, after seeing the Sir Roland buffs, I don't care because now Diana Roland is stronger. But most importantly, way more importantly, what's his name? Seeing the Ulgrim nerfs made me so happy. I've hated this character for a long time. The bot is fine, the bot's strong, but even then, like I was still not like Scarlet Ulgrim is my least favorite team in the entire tournament. And Scarlet just recently got top 4, beating out Nash. Like she's one of my least favorite characters. I don't like Lance in any facet. It's a goofy weapon to play. I don't enjoy playing it. I'm a straight hater. Straight, I think completely negatively of that weapon. I hate Olgrim because he just has a wheelchair on. He's two wheelchairs. This guy's rocking a four wheeler right now. How are you on two different wheelchairs at once? That's crazy. But you know the nerfs made me shed a few tears. Even so, we're gonna see Oloki and Olgrim actually have a really close game now. However, it does look like Olgrim's gonna pick up the lance. He does. The M Knight is very strong at this point in the health. Don't ask me. I don't know what I'm saying. That was a horrible way to explain. The ground pound, he barely. If you would have committed a little bit more, the Nair might actually be enough. It's not going to be though, as William had just enough recovery options to return. Saturday will definitely do it. Olgrim hitting the Rayman special, getting the first strike for this set. The neutral air is going to be more than enough. Loki tying it up pretty much instantly. That's how close the set has been so far. Try to get a couple of reads going. Try to get a little string, Try to get a little string going, not too crazy. The dodge into the net and light share. Standard scythe stuff, the ground pound. And Olgrim not picking up any weapons. Will this work to his detriment? Right now, I'd say yes. The recovery does not work out. Let me see the side sig. There's the Yansig, but it was a little too quick as Loki quick to punish. Both players whiffing their heavy attacks there. Neutral light once again from Loki. He's very good at knowing exactly when to throw those out. Both playing a little bit safe, interestingly enough. I would have thought Loki would have been more aggressive. That recovery sends far right. You might let him recover. He will. The side sig does not work as he's interrupted by a side air from Olgrim. The down air. I mean, a lot of plays still, both stocks early. They're both very. They're still both relatively healthy, solely because Olgrim has Axe. Right there, we see the recovery just shut me up. But also, I was going to say, because even though he's in red, Olgrim has like 6-7 defense, Loki has like 4 power, to my memory. That side sig was crazy, but, do you can. The neutral air. The clash, I mean. The ground pound, not enough. We can't get the Tesca special in this one. Ground pound, yeah, still not enough. Maybe off the platform would have been enough. The neutral air will be more than enough at the top of the screen in barbecue sauce colors. He will kill with the neutral air. Loki has the guitars, but it doesn't matter. Olgrim does not care. He has the lance. Now, weapon matchups favor Olgrim here. And so far, it's looking that way as well. Olgrim is definitely in the lead right now. Neutral light. I mean, Olgrim's very ahead. I don't know what to say except for recovery's going to take it. Olgrim taking game number 1. What is with these high damage games? I need y'all to cut that out now. We need way less damage. We need more domination. We need faster gameplay. And this map's going to bring it to us. That's what I'm talking about. The World's End. This is a good map right here. I mean, so was the last one. Fortune Lines is a great map compared to something like Terminus, or especially Mishima. God forbid anyone plays on Mishima Dojo ever again. Anyways, we see a little side light there. Side light into the down light, now a neutral light coming out. Used all 3 options, side light, down light, like it's 2019, the ground pound. And I mean, Olgrim's just running away with her right now. Hasn't even been hit yet. Is this going to be clean stock? I probably just cursed it, but nope, no clean stock.
Oh, might have actually got a clean stock there. That would have been nasty. And I mean, immediately Loki just putting the hurt back on him. Clearly, Scythe is his signature weapon here. Despite him having guitars, Scythe is clearly the weapon he wants to go with, which I respect. I like Scythe characters. I just don't like playing the weapon anymore. I'm too burnt out, man. I played it for 3 years, and then I played on and off. I'm just tired of the weapon, personally. Even then, I'll still play, I'll play the occasional Loki, the occasional, uh, Mirage. I refuse to play Mordex anymore. I just can't. I've played that character way too much. And he's only level 32, so that says a lot. Ground pound? No, my bad. Recovery takes Ulgrim out after pretty much almost instantly. Once again, Loki very effectively getting stocks back. And keeping keeping that first stock close. He's really good at that because Loki has died both times first. Like he lost first strike twice. Even so, like he was down a lot. Y'all saw he was like deep orange, about to be red, and he still brought it all the way back to be red, and then just cleaned it up immediately. Ground pound to finally interrupt some of this aggressive axe play. Ogrim just feeling it right now. These neutral airs, he's just feeling them. Once again, the down air punish. The recovery is going to come out. I knew that one. Down sig whiffs. I see a little bit of a footsies game once again. Ogrim really confident with these neutral airs. Ground pound. Just getting bits and bobs here. Ogrim finally gets that ground pound. Maybe, no, does not want to zone the weapon. Just gives it to him. The side sig interrupted by a side light. That was smart. And then we see the the recovery come out. The ground pound to interrupt that side signature. And the sider will come out, and that will be Ogrim taking taking the stock. What? I was going to say game stock. Now, Loki, on his potential winner's bracket stock here, will we see another game 3, or will it be over here for Loki? Will he just be sent straight down? This is kind of a rough matchup, like for Loki though. I'm gonna play a pretty high-powered, high-defense legend with only 4 power, but more importantly, despite he has 2 wheelchairs and you're kind of playing guitars, which albeit used to be strong, now they kind of hit it pretty heavily. That recovery will do more than enough. Yeah, it's just very interesting in my opinion to see like what they're going to be doing. Loki though tying it up and not taking a lot of damage. He's really effective at getting these stocks and not getting hit. The unfortunate part is he cannot take a stock first. He needs to be able to grab that lead and hold onto it. Right now though, it's not looking good. I mean, Ogrim again a sizable lead, more than enough to take a win if they keep trading like this. Albeit Loki's starting to find some life. That ground pound interrupting the side sig, he can't throw that out. That's probably Loki's best signature too. Down sig does not kill. One patch ago that would have killed. Literally Tuesday that would have killed. A week ago actually, damn, it's Monday. It's crazy to say. The neutral sig to interrupt the ground pound. The side sig does not get interrupted, nor does it get punished. And I mean, Loki's on barbecue sauce colors. It's going to take a signature to kill Ulgrim. The down air. What a response. The dodge. A food neutral light. The side stick is just barely, literally the last frame. I would happily go back to replay. Another high. Yo, what is with these high damage games, bro? I don't like it. Loki with the most clutch side sig ever. Literally the most perfect spacing to be way too far from a side sig, but still hit like the literal the most. That hitbox was literally the very end. Those hitbox aligned for a millisecond. I promise you they did. That was an insane hit from Loki. Game 3 on Terminus. He's gonna get passive. No, Ulgrim's aggressive. Ulgrim's angry now. He's like, oh man, I had the bag, lock in. The down sig to punish and held it just enough so that he wouldn't immediately get hit by the ground pound. Smart. Side light into recovery. This is some insane. This is like Kosalix tech, bro. What am I watching? Neutral light. The stutter step gets punished for it. Yeah, ground pound. Loki finally finding himself a lead. It's been a while. I think game 1 was the last time he had a lead even of this margin, which is not much. So that's saying a lot. Ground pound. Maybe second. Nope. Again, just that patient play. Both of them not really wanting to risk too much. After all, going to lose this bracket, like I said, is 5 extra games if you want to win this. It's straight hell early on. Down air. Once again, just playing it safe. The neutral air comes out. The side air. Try to get a little ambitious. Ulgrim trying to find something. The recovery is interrupted. Loki finds his way back. Both of them just throwing out down airs over and over. Ooh, the downline not enough. Or, no, he dodged it. What am I talking about? What am I yapping about? Yeah, just safe play. The neutral light. Again, he's really good at that. Loki's really good at finding that neutral light. He just can't find the follow-up. Ground pound. Maybe. The down air. Man, maybe at this health he can kill a down air off stage. Maybe. Move's always been used as a kill move. To end an insane side string in like gold. For some reason, it was always gold players I would most put on. Like Cider comes out, and finally, we see that first strike go to Loki. Hopefully, he can keep this momentum going for his sake. As for Ulgrim, he just needs to get a couple big swings in. That's one. One more will probably do it. Maybe if it's same side, same direction. That might actually do it. Yep, middle of the stage, Cider going to the right is more than enough to take Loki out of competition. What? See, like I'm saying stuff too early. I don't know. I'm scatterbraining right now. Round pound too late. Punish that side sig. Interesting. The neutral air comes out. Loki trying to fight on arms. Not going to prove him too well. They're fighting on this top platform like it's the stage. Picks up the guitars. This isn't exactly the best matchup going into Axe, but it is a pretty good one. Ground pound. Doesn't get the recovery. Just not enough. Down air. Side light. Get the down air to go again. Ground pound. Not going to serve him. Goes for the recovery. Not enough. The neutral light. And they're very, very even on this game number 3. This is an insanely even set. Like, I can't even hate. Ground pound. The Ensig. Not enough. The neutral air. I just didn't know he didn't go for the recovery that time. The down sig. He tried to catch him landing. Holgrim was going for a landing with that breakdance. The neutral air is not going to be enough, but he's going to be very close to it. Now they're just looking for that hit. The neutral light might be enough. No, not yet. See Loki use some simple movement. The ground pound's still not enough. And we're going to see it. I'll be honest, the thing that transformed my movement was learning that you could just down air and be safe. Like, because I always thought, oh, down air is going to kill me if I use it, not if I do like jump recovery first. There's so many times where just that extra horizontal movement like was enough. However, right now we see Loki take Ulgrim off the top, and we're going to see final stocks, game number 3. Flash at the top, that's a great way to start it. Down air. The recovery to punish an interesting dodge choice. A lot of footsies games. I feel like the game has become way more neutral for the bots, which is kind of cool to see. But like at the same time, this is probably the most aggressive set we'll see all day. On Terminus specifically. Neutral air. I mean, Ulgrim kind of leading back again. Down sig was not able to come out because he covered both ranges with that ground pound. What a smart move there. Loki trying to find a way in, trying to find something, some kind of poke tool right now. Still trying not to pick up the weapon, kind of keep Ulgrim on his toes. Doesn't get the side, let the ground pound hits. A recovery is more than enough, especially considering how high he is. The ground pound interrupted. The clash is getting close, neutral air. Loki staying afloat isn't the best thing for him. I mean, that's just one jump recovery and he's dead. Oh, and the down sig! The very top frame of the down sig is going to do it for Ulgrim. Ulgrim is going to move on to round 2 to face off between the 8th seeded Ragnar or the 25th seeded Jala. Now, as you all know, I'm an avid Ragnar glazer. I liked Pugsy. I can't lie. I never liked Luna, but I liked Pugsy. I should probably get more skins for this character. No, let's go all. I love how no distances. Okay. So we're gonna see Christmas Ragnar, the embryo version, versus Jala with a lightsaber. Rockstar with a lightsaber. Let's go. So I actually like both of these characters. I don't like Sword. Again, I really hate Roam. Like, both Sword and Lance are 2 of my least favorite weapons. Sword is by far my least favorite weapon now, but like, when it comes to playing a weapon, sword is like fun, but facing it is so annoying. I don't know what to say. Like playing the weapon itself, fine. Facing it, However, right now this is an insane quality axe gameplay. Both limbs up against like away from each other as Bothalla is trying to be aggressive against Casper the Ghost. A lot of whiff attacks that down 6 is more than enough. Bothalla having about 7 or 8 strength. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's 7. I mean, just immediately is continuing to run. Bothalla does not fear anything. Ragnar, mind you, just recently made top 8. Sure, he got swept by the eventual champion, but still, he made top 8 again, so this is still a respectable foe. This is somebody who can definitely win. Their recovery can be more than enough with that health. And now, well, he chooses not to starve, but wants to defend it. Doesn't really matter, she still picks it up, and I'm going to go into the light attack. The lighter... Yeah, I guess you can say it that way. The lighter weapons... You see the sword and guitars come out here. The neutral layer. Another reason why I really, really hate swords. Guitars is a very bad matchup. Compound. The neutral layer. So it's just too well, like, covered. And because it's close enough to where, like, it's fast, it feels like you're facing axe, but on steroids. Especially when you play guitars, because it's hard to approach a sword player with guitars. And the ground pound will be more than enough once again. Jala pulling a Teska on Western Air Temper. Or Teska pulled the Teska twice. Maybe that's the key to winning on this map, is just you gotta do a Teska first, and then you're guaranteed to win. Right now, though, good little bit of dodge. What does that even mean? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I meant to say good little bait into the dodge. But now we see Ragnar picking up that axe. I don't know if he wants the axe. It's just what he wants. A lot of hitbox. That is like 5, 6 attacks, and she's already like she's comfortably in orange right now. Down there, ground pound. He might just turn it around. Oh my, Ragnar! Oh, that recovery would have killed. That recovery would have killed. She might dead. She's dead. Wow, that low defense really hurting her here in this axe matchup. As Ragnar, after that insane sequence of moves, finally takes Jala. Yeah, she has 7 power and 7 deaths. How do you punish this character? She also got 5 speed or something like that. Like, how do you punish this character? Yeah, she might, she might die quickly, but you have to do what Ragnar did, and that is spam Nair and down air or in ground pound, as she tries to ground pound you. Ragnar, though, with game number 1, taking a pretty good game there. He was down a little bit, so that's that comeback feature that he learned from playing with Dusk, his teammate, the greatest comebacker of all time. Somebody who, I'm so serious, reverse 3-stock into 3-stock. Into a second reverse 3-stock just got. He literally killed himself. Walked off the map. Just to go down. Just fun. I'm not kidding. Bot literally just walked down and then just like bumped his head against the freaking ceiling like 70 times. As Tal takes a very commanding lead in game 2 to start. Once again, first start going ahead. Very intrigued by how this game is going to play out. Another clash. Down air. Just a whole bunch of clashing right now. I finally see some parity. Oh. The exhausted recovery, specifically, for that stock to go down. Just that extra inch of space. He does it again. The bots actually do that quite often. It's the second recovery to punish some kind of down air, like something goofy. Like ground pound. So it's... Oh, side air comes out. Both players very unsure of what to do. That recovery would be more than enough to take Ragnar to the final stock here in game 2. Luckily for Ragnar, it's not his winner's bracket stock, but you know, even then, you should still aim to win every game. Can't be complacent because now after this game, say he loses from getting comboed by a whole bunch of nairs, he's gonna be on game 3.
I'd rather just get it 2-0. But hey, all sets have been game 3 so far, so it's nothing new to us to do. But her class is very, very close. Ragnar's gonna have to mount an amazing comeback. Their recovery will be enough. Once again, Ragnar's gonna have to mount an amazing comeback to, win this one against Axe, which literally is a ground pound. And again, that clash would have kicked the bag. If Ragnar was slightly too early. Like too late. Am I interrupting these down signatures, the down air? My theory is that if Ragnar's in the air, he's gonna be hurt. That Emma will be more than enough. And just like that Jala taking a smooth game too. These high damage games though. Like this okay, that one was not that high compared to what we've seen. But like I'm used to 550 being like killing. Why are we like constantly killing him? Like why was killing 30% pretty much every time? And so the action there come out at first. The punish the kill up sider, focus facing and everything. Another sider coming up from Ragnar, and then I got neutralized. Really likes that horizontal hitbox, I guess. The neutral air, another neutral air. Side sig does not kill. Ragnar has just enough defense to escape it. The ground pound? What a response. What a read. He's pretty much going to get pushed with the weapon. What we do with it, he's going to run away and get hit by the side signature. I still can't tell if it's a dragon or just a random piece. That Jala admits there. I actually have no clue. Alright. This is concerning. This is a lot of damage that side. That's the raw side sig perfect spacing. Ragnar just running away does not want to play anything but safe. I mean, I wouldn't either. His lightsaber's been coming up all set, and he's down 3 stocks to 1. Ragnar is rumbling before our eyes. The freaking neutral. That's the most annoying part. These bots don't know true combos. They don't. They don't know. Ground pound will be enough. Yeah, these bots don't know true combos. They should teach these bots true combos. The bots should think, oh, I hit a down line. I should go for the most optimal move. Recover your ground pound every time. Besides the neutral sig, the first neutral sig I've seen all set. I mean, Jal is he's unstoppable. He just hits everything. Ragnar can't hit at all, pretty much. That's going to be the game. And the set. Dala upsetting Ragnar to move on. Keeping next to ground. Ragnar was embarrassed. He got absolutely destroyed on that one. But it's okay. No, it's not. My GOAT, the greatest Scythe legend somehow, of all of them, being Moonin, who is currently the 5th seed, and the only Scythe legend to have made top 8 more than once. I think Mirage might have been once, I might be wrong about that, but yeah. She's either the only legend to ever make top 8 with Scythe, or the only Scythe legend to hit it multiple times. She's done both of them. And then on the other side we have Vader. We have Vader. I'm gonna do like 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we'll rock with Blue Vader. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? And he still gets the Sectarian minion. No stance, of course. This is these guys have almost the exact same stats. Literally, it's one dex and speed. Like here. This is the difference. Damn it, dexterity doesn't take away from speed. I thought it did. That's the difference. It's literally, Vader has more dexterity. Moonin has 1 more speed. That's literally the difference. Let's say, for example, speed stance on Darth Vader took Moonin's took away from if his speed stance took away from his dexterity, they'd have the same exact stance, which is kind of funny. So it's going to be very even statistically. However, the weapons are completely different. Scythe and bow versus orb and sword. Oh my gosh, we're immediately going into the sword shenanigans, bro. I feel like I'm watching Greatsword with these Nair recovery combos. Side sig come out. That's her signature. She's thrown that out several times to win the neutral sig. That's such an interesting sig. She always like okay, Moonin always throws out that end sig, and it always like is very very safe. Ground pound. Should have gone for the ground pound nair, man. Everybody knows it's better. I'm not kidding. That thing has genuinely won tournaments on bow. Victor has won tournament on that move. Diana has won sets on that move. All right, I mean a lot of safe gameplay so far. The down air, no ground pound setup. The recovery and Darth Vader takes first strike to start the set. Okay. By the way, there is no Ezio. I just chose Vader over Ezio because he's a newcomer. So like, give him some spotlight. Ezio's a great twos character. He's not really that good in ones to start. Which is weird because he's going very well against somebody who's fifth or fourth right now. Fifth right now. Um. Oh shoot! Right, that pauses. I am so sorry. I was just checking the time. The ground pound coming out there. Down there. It's a lot of like hits and odds once again, just tripping each other out. But right now, Vader's winning this battle comfortably. He's showing why he's the Dark Lord. I don't know. I've never watched Star Wars. I just found the Dark Lord because he's wearing all black. And it's probably one of the strongest dark side of the Force users ever. So could be argued as the strongest. I don't know. I haven't watched anything outside of Empire, so don't judge me. Down there. Recovery. So he actually threw it a fourth recovery. So, four recoveries in a row. Side signals again. Moon's going to need a lot of those. Moon's somebody who definitely has a comeback factor. You've seen it with Grand Finals, so she's survived it to know. And I don't think she needs to kind of like pick up her plays here. She's kind of just playing way too safe, but it's probably going to kill Jason for her. But, you know, find a stock, you know, she's down half a stock. You need to find something more than just that. Yeah, it's something you definitely got to pay attention to. Oh, the recovery will do it at the very top of shit. And now we'll have Vader, 600 damage. Goodness. Taking out. No, I'm doing that.
3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna be mute for half this game.
Interestingly enough, somehow, I was watching the game and I said it, have this. Ronan is just like she's kind of like Loki, effective at being able to like take that KO. She's very effective at being able to find the KO after building up all the damage. The problem is she can't do it on the same stock that she builds up that damage. That would have been a good neutral there. Side light. You see Sider coming out from Vader, sitting at far right. That side stick will definitely do it. And I mean, once again, one legend's finding his stuff. The other one, she's just kind of like faltering right now. She's shaking up. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since I've been in a tournament, so I can understand the jitters, man. The last time I did a tournament, I wasn't in New York. I also I think it was summer, like literally the last time. So I completely understand. But I mean, man, that means you had 8 months to improve, and so far, it's not looking like improvement. If anything, it's looking like regression. That side stick, I mean, again, Vader finding so many different options, finding pretty much everything that he needs. While Mooney's just kind of stuck on his back foot. Her heels pretty much the entire time. Not even her toes. The side stick is just a little too early with it. The neutral stick almost, but the ground pound and Moonin brings the final stocks. She's heavily damaged, and she's picking up the ball once again. We're just going to have to see it, the neutral light. I really think it's that bow and a sword matchup. I really think that that's what's hurting her right now, is that bow and a sword. She just can't hit anything. Vader's getting everything. He's just punishing everything perfectly. He's spacing everything very well. She's out of options, and that's the set. Darth Vader, the newcomer, being the very first one to get a 2-0 over a top fiver, over somebody who's already plays very well. I can't believe that. The very next set is worse. We have Kaya and Jaeyoon. The reason why that's worse is because do I have nothing for this character? I have nothing for this character. Wow. So the reason why Kaya versus Jaeyoon is so funny to me, right, is these guys are former teammates. They have both placed second in tournament. They have both placed fifth in tournament. They have both frauded in tournament. I don't think they're teammates anymore. Like these two are like the exact same player. If they just like they're literally like the Cinderella run of the tournament, literally. Because Kaya was a seed in the 20s, and then Jaeyoon was like I'm so serious. Jaeyoon was the last seed. He was the last inclusion, and the only reason I included him was because like there's 3 Great Sword Legends. I got to put at least one of them in there, right? So I did. I put one of them in. And now here we are. Like, oh my goodness, she just dies to herself. 3 years later, we're seeing Kaya versus Jaeyoon, and both of them are kind of just known as like, I'll do good if I feel like it, but otherwise I just don't care. Like, Jaeyoon is definitely in the, even though he just got bridge nerfs, Jaeyoon is definitely in the right meta to make some noise. This is his meta after all. I think they harmed his answer. Actually, I think they did hit his. It was either a neutral save or another signature, I swear, that they actually hit in the recent pack. And the recovery from Kaya, she takes that one pretty effectively. I haven't talked much about some of these weapons. I talked a lot about Greatsword and how it's actually good right now in meta for real people. But for the bots, Greatsword has always been kind of solid. It's reliable enough to use in both somehow. Arcade is a great example. But it's always also been just kind of a little confusing. And finally, Kaya losing that second stock. It's a much quicker game than what we've seen prior. However, I do want to say, yeah, like I was saying, like Greatsword's always just kind of been mid. Like it's good enough to be like certified, like it's good enough to be used, but it's not like Spear, for example, like. Because Spear in 2v2s has it's been really good to the point where it had Nash and Arcadia as back-to-back champions, of course, and then also Spear just historically has performed well in both game modes. Like it's not just Nash and Arcadia. Kaya and Koji recently, was it Kaya and Koji? No, I think it was. Actually, yeah, Kaya and Koji got top 3 at one of the tournaments. That's it. That's Kaya. She's Spirit Legend. Hattori most recently made top five or made top eight with, she's a Spear Legend. There's been several. Queen Nai got MVP of the 2v2s tournament. Like Spear, it's like it's not good enough to be the best because you won't say like the most top cuts like you'll see with Hammer, where Hammer just pretty much every legend. But like for example, if we just look at the history again, Arcadia, Queen Nai, like I said earlier, Bryn, JU taking that one. I'm sorry, I was looking at my phone trying to list some names off. My bad, guys. JU though taking game number one. Gotta remember that. Save that one in there. I think it was a recovery and Ensig. I don't know. The way his character looked at the end of that
Three,
was
two,
weird.
brawl.
But it's not just that Mirage has done very well. Yeah, I forgot about Mirage. Mirage and Onyx, they were a nasty duo for a while, but they finally split. Like, but yeah, my point is though, like we've seen time and time again, like some of these legends do really really good with the weapon. So like it's definitely no stranger to having good placements, even in ones either. Like I said, Kaya, Spear has yet to win, but like a 1v1 tournament, but that's fine. A lot of weapons have. Yeah, like Spear's just kind of that sleeper pick though. Like if you have it, you're definitely in a safe enough spot. Bow's also kind of underrated, but not really. I feel like it goes like if I were to make a tier list, um, down there, it would have to be. It'd probably have to be like Hammer, and I'd probably say like Katars, and then after that, probably like Spear. No, no, not Spear. Uh, Probably Blasters. Good Ensig there from Kaya to take that stock. Just kind of zoning him away from all these weapons. It was up the bow again. Clearly not a Lores player, but an Impala type player. Wants the bow in his hands. Ground pound. Couple pokes again. Once again, Kaya's always been really good at being able to outpoke the opponent. You see the D-Light and Light. At least she hits true combos. Gotta respect her for that. The Clash. But yeah, like Bow and Spear are both pretty strong weapons. Diana has two top three placements in 1v1s. The very first two tournaments, he was the one who got bronze at both. However, good Ensig once again, just catching them in the air once again. Very good with that. Very effective signature that even 4 years later, or 3 years later, after its nerf, it's still very, very strong. Actually, it might have got nerfed twice. I know it got nerfed after BCX because they were like, Impala, you're too good with this Ensig. Also, Agno winning a 1v2 thanks to that Ensig. That was both funny and broke my heart. Jayu takes that with the side air, he's stutter stepping a little bit. Does not pick up the weapon. Instead, Kaya's the one with the weapon now. But Jayu's the one playing aggressive. Very interesting choice. Yeah, like I said, like Spear's under it. Oh my god, Kaya just SD'd.
Player two,
Jayun wins. He was looking so good too. It was looking so good. Kaya. No, man. That's upsetting. But now we have King Zuba versus Rayman. And yes, we are going with the Rayman. Alright, Suzuki versus Rayman. That's so unfortunate for Kaya. Now she's in loser's bracket because of something
three,
as simple as
two,
I could not get my chase dodge.
brawl.
That's so rough. Weird part is if she didn't hit that, she probably makes it back. It was solely because she hit that she couldn't make it back. Didn't have enough momentum. Stutter stepping at the bottom of the map. Alright. I mean, not much I can say about that one. That was just kind of just plain execution, I guess. Oh, try to get the delayed Raffia. The ground pound's more than enough. King Zuba takes first stock over Rayman. But following, oh my, we're gonna see Boots Madness. This is why I wanted to see King Zuba in here. I love Boots, and Hammer is very strong. So this character, you know, this character's looking pretty good to actually be a threat. Yeah, after Bo, I'd probably say Axe. If this were 2v2, Axe is like top 3, but since this is 1v1's Axe, this is still top 5 weapon. After that, I'd probably go Boots. No, I'd go Sword, then Boots. And following that, Gauntlets. Which again, like Gauntlets isn't like a good. It's not really that good as mid. Like the problem is, most of these weapons are just mid. Like now, Boots is pretty mid. Gauntlets is pretty mid. Lance isn't really that good in Lance is really not that strong in 1v1s. If this was 2v2, it's the best weapon in the game. But since it's 1v1s, it's not that strong. It's just so difficult really to place it because to place a lot of these weapons because it's like in one-on-ones, they're all just very balanced. They for the most part. Outside of hammer, spear, guitars, and maybe bow, I guess you could argue sometimes. Like for example, Orb still gets a good amount of play and still gets a solid amount of characters to do well. In both game modes. But I think Thor is the only character to top 8 with it. In both game modes, ironically. But Orb is not at all a bad weapon. They just don't win enough. Because the legends are all high power, low defense characters. Or low power, low defense characters with good speed. Thor is the only character that has high power, high defense as an ARP character, genuinely. I think that's the only one. Because Raptor has high power but low defense. Fate and Petra both have good side air there. Zuva taking game 1 confidently there. Well, 2-star game. I feel like I was saying, Thor is the only one to actually top 8. Ezio's gotten several top 12s. Vader's looking really good. Red Raptor's done pretty well. Again, Ezio and Red Raptor were actually a duo. But so was Thor and Red Raptor. So I guess double Orb is the meta. Yeah, just in general, Orb is it's not all a bad weapon, but it's not good enough to it's not good enough to accrue really high placement. It can get far, it just can't make the finish line. Which is really something I can't say about Spear or Bow or obviously Hammer, or even what is it called? Or even Guitars, yeah, because Guitars has had Lin Fei, Queen Nai, Ragnar. I think there's one more. I think Caspian for sure. Sentinel might have top 8'd. I might just be tweaking on that one. Yeah, Guitars has seen some solid success, having 2 bronze medals, 1 4th place finish, and 2 top 8s at a Ragnar. It's a solid weapon that has made top 8 several times. That Ensig killed. I don't know what annoyed me more, the fact that the ground pound didn't even hit or the fact that the Ensig killed. Genuinely don't know which one was more upsetting. The down air into a neutral air. Interesting. Another neutral air. Couple of whiff attacks here and there. Neutral light. Zuba's so far been in the lead pretty much this whole set, which is kind of impressive to think about. Neutral air, side light, the down air. Okay, a little bit of stalling. A little stalled out battle, nothing crazy. The side air once again. Ground pound. Recovery. Another ground pound doesn't work out. The down air and side air. The Rayman special is the side air. I say that because, ironically, that we're talking about. It's very ironic that we're talking about Sword because there was a really, really good 5-game set between Rayman and Thor. The side air will be enough. And now Zuba's on the back foot. But yeah, Rayman, I'm so serious. Unarmed side air to win the set. Mind you, both were barbecue sauce red. Like, this is literally how close that set was. A sidelight would have probably killed if it was slightly off stage, or even on stage. We took a side air unarmed on the end of the stage. Super getting the nastiest, most disrespectful side air I've ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness. He turned around for that. He literally said, nah, you're going this way. Ow, 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 ow. That hurt. Oh, that hurt. That hurt bad, actually. Come on, just get on the freaking seat. Thank you. Alright. Back to what I was talking about. Rayman? Oh my ground pound, Rayman! What a response to pick game number 2. That's a way to make some noise. That's a way to make some noise. But as I was saying, Rayman isn't somebody who does very well. Usually bounce in the second or third round, but he's still a fun watch. He's the only guy. No, I think he's one of 2 legends to actually crack 900 damage or something like that. Like 2 or 3 legends have cracked it. Rayman's one of them. I think Queen Nai was one of them. Dude, that first 2v2 tournament, if you can watch it, that was some insanely dumb stuff. Queen Nai hit 700 damage consistently. She was pretty much always in the 600s. She hit 800. Then Mirage hit 800. Caspian, I think, hit 800 in that tournament. What's his name? Azoth was the first to hit 800. Like, there was an insane amount. Like, that 2v2 tournament was insane. Like, there were a lot of really good individual performances, and it was, like, crazy trying to decide the MVP. But after a certain moment, it just became clear that there was nobody who was going to win this outside of Queen Nai, because she was... Like, we literally saw a game where Queen Nai did 700 damage, but her teammate, Lin Fei, had all 6 KOs. that duo was scary in that tournament. I would never want to face Prime Queen Nai and Lin Fei, ever. That was actually scary. And now they're both way better in ones. Rayman with that first strike in game 3. Bothalla, we need to talk. Recovery will take it. Yeah, just there's a lot to say about like just that whole tournament. That whole tournament was an experience. It was a really, really, really good tournament. But not just that tournament. There was also what is it called? I genuinely forgot what it was called. The last tournament we had was incredible as well. It wasn't on the same level where like people were going stupid, but I think that's where we actually had a 900 damage performance. Like, we had a couple of high damage performances, a couple of dominant sets. It was still a good tournament. It was definitely an enjoyable watch. 2v2 is always so much more interesting to me than 1v1s for the bots because, dude, the bots go stupid in 2v2. Like, I've considered playing in the bot hollow, but I'm like, no, I gotta respect the bots. I can't just pick up a legend because then I have to pick them up forever. Like, I can't, if I pick up Caspian, all of Caspian's placements are now mine. Like, from now on, I have to play Caspian in the following tournaments, or else it's not going to be fair. And I didn't want to do that, so... If I'm going to do that, it's literally going to have to be with, like, my favorite legend of all time. Like, this legend will have to have, like, Boots guitars or some shit. Boots guitars, good sigs, stuff like that. But the next legend should be a Chakram legend, so it's still going to be at least 6 months before we see a legend that I'm willing to be like, yeah, no, I'm playing this character in Paramount and it's winning everything. Alright. Couldn't get the recovery off of it, but he still got the neutral there. Recovery might do it. No, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. Zuba's pretty much guaranteed to win this one, but he just needs to find the kill move. That might be it. Rayman might not have options. He still has his recovery. I lied. That actually might be it for Zuba. It's not. Neither player is gone just yet. The down air, you're holding that? That barbecue sauce red! Yeah, again, the bots, if they were slightly more optimal, they'd be so much better. And as I say, Azuba with the raw neutral sig to take Rayman up out of here. Respect to the brother. Rayman, you fought valiantly. Unfortunately, Zuba has 8 power, and you don't have 8 defense. As for the next one, we're going to see Mommy Nix versus my least favorite character of all time. But I still got to skip for her because Bothalla decided to do that. I didn't.
Scarlet.
Let's see. I can't in good conscience after knowing about 2 defense Orange Darrow go with Orange Scarlet. Basically got 4th. Um, almost actually moving further,
Two.
but she did lose against Terrace in Game 5, unfortunately. So as a result, she set at 4th, and that's where she's been. Even so, right now she's facing off against Nyx, somebody who is just bad. I don't have any real good words for Nyx. Nyx, I think, had one solid placement in 1v1s. She's amounted to nothing with Zariel or with, I think, Brax. She genuinely just cannot play 2v2s with a teammate and succeed. She just can't. But she's playing Blasters, and I should probably talk about that weapon a little more. I am going to ignore Lance. I already told you how much I hate that weapon. And yes, that weapon has 1 gold and 1v1s. Thank you, Vector. But the reason I don't really the reason I don't really contribute or talk too much about the Lance when it comes to Vector is Vector's always been a bow character. His bow sigs realistically are better, but more importantly, and I do mean this unironically, Vector won that tournament pretty much playing bow. He clearly preferred the bow and was doing way better on it. The Lance was just like a good way to get a sidelight Sayer and dead, right? It was just a kill move. Like literally, he was clearly a bow main, which is kind of crazy. Because I would have thought, oh hey Lance, wheelchair, wheelchair. Nope, bow. He won off of I think he won off of a ground pound. Yeah, he won off of a ground pound neutral air on Demon Island in Game 4 of the reset. Like genuinely like the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was something he did consistently though. That's the thing. It was such a good move that literally after that tournament, the next tournament I did, Kaya started dominating with that. Vector also frauded out of that tournament, losing the first round of losers. But like genuinely, it was insane because damn, good downsig there as Scarlet takes the lead um, by a full stock. Yeah, like Vector genuinely just preferred bow. And he was so effective with it in that tournament that it's so funny to me. After Jaeyoon went up 3-0, or after Jaeyoon reset the bracket 3-0. Damn, Nyx! Damn! See why I put Blasters high, bro? Blasters are dumb. Like, I don't know what it is about Blasters and bot legends, but I think it's because it requires like good tech. It requires a lot of spacing. But more importantly, the bots are just really good at punishing stuff, so they can catch landings and stuff with like sidelight and do stuff that most basic people can't really do because they can't frame perfect react with the exact like knowing what you're gonna do frame by frame. These bots have gotten like really really good at their blasters. Like recently, Thatcher Barraza actually won a tournament. They won twos. They're currently defending, or will be defending as soon as I get back to my room. So I'm downstairs in the basement right now. And Scarlet takes game number 1. Pretty. Yeah, these are the numbers I'm looking for. Like 500s. Get it off the 600s. And higher. But yeah, Nyx goes down here. Very, very strong
Two.
game out of the number 4 seed, Scarlet. But as I was saying, just in general, what's her name? Or the weapon. Blasters. Blasters has done good. Like Blasters has performed well. Like I said, Diana, she got top 3 twice. One of those was pretty much off the back of her Blasters neutral seg. Then she switched over to she was still clearly like a Blasters legend, but for some reason she played more bow in the next tournament. I don't know what it was, but she had the same results. So I guess she's just a multitasker. She can play both weapons very effectively. Um, but yeah, that's really all I can say personally about Blasters. Blasters is good. Recovery at the top of the screen, Nyx. See what I mean? That's not the first time I've seen it, but Nyx is clearly improved. But yeah, like I don't know, the blasters of the boss is just so fundamentally sound that like they're just really good with it. They're just really solid at being able to throw hitboxes and keep the opponent away. So as a result, blasters is just one of those weapons that reaps off of the playstyle of the bots, and that's really good because this weapon's a light attack weapon that can do that. It can kill it light red, like what? It can kill it 150 on a small map, or even some medium-sized maps with recovery. I don't know what to say. Scarlet just like had me low-key shocked. I was like, is she really just about to just wipe her? Yes, yes, she is. After losing the lead, Scarlet just immediately brought it right back. Um, I haven't talked a lot about Hammer. I've just talked about how good it is. I guess the only way that I can explain it is Terrace is your defending champion. Nash is the GOAT, having won, well, two, like, in total, just the GOAT of all, because he's won both 1v1s and 2v2s twice. Nash has never missed the top 8. This is just Nash Blaze, I'm not kidding. Nash has literally never missed top 8 in 1v1s. He missed it, I think, once in 2v2. Nash and Arcadia as a team have made it 3 times in a row now. They didn't make it the first tournament because Nash and it's Scarlet with the cider. What? Not what I was expecting to win that set. Scarlet moves on. Wow, that was so anticlimactic, but it was also so good. I just wasn't expecting that whack for game. Next is the bronze medalist Lin Fei. And Core, my boy. There's his basic balance. The color hurts my eyes. We'll go with Soulfire. You got the jellyfish catcher. That's so accurate. So next is Lin Fei versus Core. Lin Fei recently just got top 3, and this is not her first time being in the top 3. It is for 1v1s, but she did make grand finals once in 2v2s with Queen Mount, like I was telling you, that first tournament. Incredible tournament. But, as I was saying, there's so much, like, there's really so much to be said about these legends. But back to Hammer. I gave you all of Nash's like awards. This is just bro. Bro is pretty much a lock for top 8. It doesn't matter how or who he faces. He's pretty much a lock for it, having always top 8'd. Not just Nash though. There's also, like I said, Teros. Teros made top 8 twice. One of them being a full-on. No, he's made it 3 times. Two, a fifth, an eighth, and a first. Um, what's his name? There's a few others. Magyar, Thor, who I mentioned. I'm trying to think of 2v2s now. Scarlet, obviously, she's made it. Like, Hammer's just a really, really good weapon. Like, Hammer has probably the most top cuts out of every weapon. Like, and it definitely has the most first place, because there's only been 4 tournaments. Now this one being the 5th for ones. Total of 8 tournaments, but yeah, like, by far, Hammer has the most, like, top 8 top cuts out of any weapon. And then following it is probably guitars. Or either guitars or spear. I want to say guitars though. I know blasters, like I know Blaze blasters a little bit. It's a pretty strong weapon, but it doesn't have a lot of 2 skins. That's the problem. like outside of the Barraza Thatch, of course, it's mostly lance and axe, really. Like obviously, there's the hammer, there's the spear. That's just really good at both. But I think it's either guitars or spear. I want to say spear though, because there's also Dusk in both game modes, just like there's Ragnar in both game modes. Like it's like probably even between spear and guitars for the following most top 8 cuts. But if we were to extend the top 12, it's definitely guitars. After hammer, because Ember, for example, she missed out on top 8 because she faced Nash. Last 1v1 tournament. Good cider there from Core. Oh, oh yeah, Core's also made top 8, not in ones but in twos with Patrick, who's basically Teros. Albeit, the weird thing about Core is, especially twos, we'll talk about it because it's a set. Core is really, really strong and really, really, like, as a legend, he's underrated. My friend mains him, the character's good. He has Zariel's stats. Well, he's pretty much Zariel's identical stats. And 6. But he just has the better weapons right now. He's got the hammer, which is a better weapon than bow in terms of the bots. And then, even in general, I generally think hammer's a better weapon than bow right now. I don't know, I just feel like people think hammer's like really bad when it really isn't. Right now, though, that cannon, cannon is the worst weapon in the game right now. I firmly believe that. They need to buff cannon, bro. I miss it. I've been playing Isaiah recently. I miss playing cannon. Like I miss playing with the pre-rework cannon, or even just after rework cannon. 2020 cannon was dumb good. I loved it. It's easily one of the most fun combo weapons you can play. But yeah, like Core, albeit no top 8s and 1s, so he's looking for that. He's still looking for that mark. With Patrick, who has carried him twice, pretty much. Oh, the 700 damage game there, going up 1-0 over Lin Fei. Yeah, Core is just like the most confusing character. He has all the mechanics for the bots for him to succeed as a bot. He has all the 6 to do it. He has good stats for the bots. Even his good stats in general, he's just a good character. He's a really good character. However, there's something about him that just, as soon as like the competition, he just starts to falter the later the tournament goes on. He's really good at starting off strong. Like he can start strong, but he can't finish strong. And that's what's cost both him and Patrick like potential championships. I mean, the first time they lost to Brandon Amethyst, these guys got second. The next time they lost to I think it was Scarlet and Ulgrim, which in their own right was a good squad. But like Core and Patrick genuinely just struggle against good teams. Like if we look at it here, I can literally tell you what placement they just got most recently. Yeah, they lost to Queen Nai and Reno. Not even Scarlet Ulgrim. No, they lost to Queen Nai and Reno. See, the only reason I'm saying it the way that I'm saying it, even though Reno has made top 5 and Queen Nai has a silver medal and an MVP to her name, the only reason I'm saying it like that is because after that tournament, literally after the first tournament, you can go look. Reno and Rano / Wuchong amounted to nothing after that tournament. They couldn't get out of the second round, I think, at all. For 3 straight tournaments. It was the same story with Lin Fei and Nai. The difference is Lin Fei and Queen Nai got better in once. It was clearly showing improvement in another facet. Just the team itself did not improve. Good side sig there from Lin Fei. But yeah, like I can't defend you against Queen Nai and Reno. That's a team that I think nobody, including myself, had going far at all. So the fact that Core and Patrick lost to them is like it was 100% on Core. Like Core's just always been the one to falter. You can even go back and look at it. Like there's just something about Core that he just shies away from the lights. The lights is just too bright in that moment. And it's so weird to me. Like, thinking about it out loud, it's so weird to me because, again, we're talking about a legend that base kit has all the tools he needs. Especially right now, his 6 are strong right now. He has all the tools to succeed, he just can't by himself. Whereas on the other hand, Patrick has all the tools to succeed and uses them. He actually got, I think, 12th in the last one's tournament, or some. He was somewhere. He was somewhere around there. He didn't make top 8, but he was still good enough to compete and like be an actual threat. And it's clear that if this continues, Core and Patrick are probably going to split, despite being perennial top 8ers and going back to back on that front. As Queen or Lin Fei once again taking that stock, trying to even him out, but I mean, this health issue is not really working in her favor, and that's what happens when you're 3 power 4 defense. You know, the 9 dex is fine, but man, it would have been at least nice to give her 6 or 7 defense. She didn't need the 7 speed as well. This character's the worst defense sense to me. And we see Core with a clean 2-0 sweep. That's the 3rd straight. No, okay, there was the Zuba game. The Zusa. That's now the 4th 2-0 sweep. A major upset as the number 30 beats the number 3. Oh! Hey, remember when I was talking about like how certain legends like big sense in the top 12, certain weapons would be a lot better? Yeah, Mako's a part of that. Artemis and Mako are a team that I'm upset to see. And there's a reason for that. Oh yeah, I got Vector skid because he deserved it. Better color, yes. I'll live with it. It fits. So, Artemis and Mako. Let's talk about them first. Because Mako's the one playing right now. Artemis and Mako were a duo that stuck together for the first 3 tournaments, I think? Yeah, they did. And then Artemis and Mako, in the last tournament, get to top 12. Again, this is a duo that the first time that I saw them, someone was like, okay, whatever. And then they got assembled together again, and I was like, oh, okay. Because like, what I do is the top 8 stays, and then after that, it's just random select. Literally, just go like 8 characters in a random select. And I saw Artemis and Mako right next to each other. I was like, oh my god, they're doing it again. And so I was shocked when I saw Artemis and Mako as a team again. Because I was like, oh, okay, well, then I'll just keep them for the next tournament if they do good enough. And they didn't. But I was like, sure, why not? I'll keep them, you know. Saves me a random select, I guess, right? And the thing about it that shocked me the most, like, completely was Artemis and Mako. Oh my gosh, as Mako just gets sent to hell by Vector. He got 5th 2 tournaments ago, and is currently on fraud watch because he frauded last tournament again. It's like he has to be the underdog for people to like, you know. Vector has to be the underdog in order to succeed. That's the only way I can put it. Because the guy won a tournament already, and then got 5th 2 tournaments later. But in between every tournament where he does good, he has also done bad. So he's poised for a top 8, but you know, certain patterns eventually have to end. And that's to be the recovery, just tie the stocks at 2 apiece. Yeah, back to Mako, because Artemis and Mako were a duo that lasted for a while, and they finally made top 12, and I was like, yes, they're going to make top 8. I'm actually happy that I kept them together. And then they lost to, not Scarlet and Ogre. What was the other team? It wasn't Brent Amethyst. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they lost in top 12. Literally just outside of top 8. Finished 9th. Hurt my soul. And I was just like, oh, this is heartbreaking. I was like, if the random generator splits them up, they split them up. And then they both did really bad in the most recent 2v2 tournament. Actually, no, to my memory, I think Artemis actually outperformed Mako slightly, but by like 1 place or something like that. It was bad. It was bad. Their new team ups were not better. Side air. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. On the other hand, though, I can actually talk about this team. Ezio and Vector. They most recently missed top 8, Um, but before that, remember I was talking about like Vader and Ezio, and Ezio's always been good. Yeah, so Ezio teamed up with Red Raptor. I want to talk about him real quick, just because again, I love this come up story. Ezio's first tournament teams up with Red Raptor, who was not a first comer, but you know he had showed up on 1v1s first. Yeah, Ezio and Red Raptor play together, right? Make top 12. The the random generator says nope, split them up. He's playing, Ezio's playing with Vector now. And then I think Red Raptor got with Orion. I don't remember who Red Raptor got with, but Red Raptor did horribly. Oh my gosh! And Mako with a neutral air. It's gonna be game.
One wins. Mako.
Mako takes game one over Vector. Vector's still on fraud watch. Oh my goodness! I'm upset. Oh, I think Mako just has more drift.
Three,
That's all it is.
two, one,
But
brawl.
yeah, Mako, or not Mako, Ezio gets teamed up with Vector, right? And Vector did horribly in 2v2. Like literally, this is tournament two. Vector just does not place well in twos. But then he meets Ezio. Was it? Hold on, I can't remember if there was two tournaments before Vector actually. Where's tournament four? Let me just quickly see. Why do I need tournament four? No, I need tournament two. This will let me know whether or not Ezio and Vector. Okay, yeah, Ezio and Vector met in tournament two after Ezio had an incredible debut. They were the ones to beat Artemis and Mako. Damn. In tournament two, and then they split up. Alright, but yeah, Ezio and Vector made top eight, beat Artemis and Mako, and I was like shattered because I wanted both these teams to succeed. He was like, oh, Vector's actually going to be doing good. And then Vector and Ezio got 3-0 swept by Thatch and Barraza. Whereas Artemis and Mako split up in tournament three. Um, right? Was this the one where they split up? Ezio and Vector stayed together, and they upset Sentinel and Cassidy, who were the only team who have not missed top eight. Outside of, like, because, okay, Sentinel and Cassidy stayed a duo the entire tournament. Like, for these three straight tournaments. They got fourth in the first tournament, third in the second tournament, and this is now tournament three. They missed top eight for the first time. They stay together, and I think the next tournament they may miss it again. But yeah, I'm looking at the names right now. Jala and Jaeyoon. I don't know how that team succeeded. I'm just trying to find it because I know the team didn't go any further. Nordics is so bad at both game modes. It's so funny. He's a horrible legend. He's terrible. Oh yeah, Munin and Taros after making top eight frauded. He was great. So, right now I'm looking. I don't even see them. I don't even see Artemis and Mako. I haven't read either of their names yet. Like I'm squinting over here looking for it. Loki and Zariel would have been good. Oh, Mako. It's on final stocks, game two. Artemis and Mako didn't even make it. Neither of the legends got selected for this tournament. They just didn't show up in tournament three at all. Wow. And then they come back in tournament four, and let's see it. Oh, I think that was no, it wasn't neutral. I heard it. Was it Cider? Did Mako kill with Cider off the left side of the screen? Was he that hurt? So we go into this tournament. Artemis and Mako come back, lose in the first round of winners, and then get beat by Onyx and SpongeBob. Crazy team up, by the way. I respect the team up though. Yeah, so yeah, Artemis and Mako are probably not going to be a team after this, which is really unfortunate to say because again, I liked these legends. This is a duo I actually liked, but type shit. It happens. No, Mako won game one. I almost put it wrong. As for this game, though, in game two, we're in final stocks, and it's been a minute since I started talking about the actual battle ahead of me, so let's talk about the gameplay for once. The down there, that's the gameplay. Let's go. Thank you, Victor.
Player 2 wins.
Just immediately ends the game with the downer. Thanks, Vector. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you so much for letting me know. My goodness. Okay.
3, 2,
Oh, that's so funny.
1, brawl.
Game three, Mako versus Vector. Vector really should be up right now. That was an insane win. The neutral air killing Vector. Vector's on fraud watch. Yeah, Ezio and Vector teamed up, took out Artemis and Mako, and then Artemis and Mako literally came back and got swept out of the first round. Out of the tournament, like both times. And now Mako's coming in here and 1v1s. I don't think Artemis is in here. But Vector's in here as well. So maybe, just maybe, Artemis is going to get revenge for her duo getting taken out and pretty much starting the downfall of your team. First strike goes to Mako. Mako's doing this one for Artemis. Yeah, really the only way that I could put it is Bothalla has lore. There's definitely some lore, and there's definitely been Cinderella runs. Unfortunately, instead of losing in the Elite Eight, you lose in the Sweet 16. And it's just a day. Recovery's going to take him off the top, and just like that, Vector tying it up. 2 stocks apiece. Up for the Lance? I think that's what changed about Vector the most. And I've seen it more or less in the set, is that Vector is actually like playing Lance, I think, a little bit more than he used to. Not really just a single weapon user anymore. He's kind of like comfortably playing both. But yeah, just like it's so weird because historically, like this game, like it's only been 8 tournaments, but because it's not players, it's legends. So you'll know that most of the cast will pretty much get in for 2v2, so they all have like a history there, and then pretty much half the cast is guaranteed to make to make it into the top 32 of this tournament. It's always really difficult to like not have lore for pretty much every legend. Like for example, Isaiah is a character with horrible lore. Isaiah teamed up with Ember, and I think they made top 8, and that's it. Actually, oh my, what a side sig for the set. Vector takes it just like that. What a move. He's won so many sets off that. Respect to Vector, bro. He's still on fraud watch, though. You're not safe. Oh, this is heartbreaking. So the next set is going to be Onyx versus Priya. Don't ask me when I was using deck stance. I can't tell you right now. Because I actually... Oh, okay. Well. Alright. Onyx versus Priya. Let's go, chat. So Onyx has a lot of lore. Yeah, every character in this game is so much lore because of 2v2. Like, so far, every legend that's been here. Priya has no lore. This is her first tournament, so everybody welcome her. Yay. Welcome to Brawlhalla. Hopefully Onyx can give you a very warm welcome. Or vice versa. Yeah, so... How do I say this? Like, remember I told you that Onyx and SpongeBob knocked out Artemis and Mako and losers with round 1? Well, that same Onyx and Bob team then proceeded to lose 2 rounds later. 2 Magyar and Caspian who made it all the way to top 12. And then lost to Bryn and Amethyst who bounced at like 5th or something. I can't remember. And Sig, oh my goodness. And that's the stock just like that. Onyx giving her a warm welcome. Welcome to Bothalla. Ground pound again. Neutral Sig again. Bro, he's literally playing it like I would. This is exactly this type of stuff I would do when I'm trolling. Down there. Ground pound does not hit. This bot throws a lot more ground pounds than I do. I throw out down air. Like, religiously throw out down air. Such a dumb move, but it works because it's cheap. I mean, Nick's just putting a lot of extra credit right now. Pretty much getting the full A+ right here. And it's definitely going to be hard to kill Onyx because, again, 8 defense legend. These legends don't die. That would have maybe a recovery ground pound. Longest level ground pound I've seen in a while. Wow, just the patience from both legends. Neither of them want to comfortably approach the center. Will do it. As Onyx finally goes down to two stocks. And Bria ties it up. But back to a bit of Onyx lore. Oh my goodness, side sig. I actually gave you a little bit earlier, if you remember. I was talking about how Queen Nai and Lin Fei faced off against Onyx, her former teammate Mirage. And so there's only one way I can put it. Mirage is a perennial 500 damage legend in twos. Mirage is just a when you look at experience in Maid, Onyx and Mirage is basically that. Like Prime Maid was just like the guy who like held stage control, was really good as a twos main, all that stuff, right? That's exactly what Mirage was. Mirage was made like perfect stage control, always held it down, while Onyx just went and did whatever the hell she wanted. Like Onyx just straight up did whatever she wanted, and it would work because Mirage pretty much always had 500 damage, in like two stocks. Onyx would continuously get 3 to 4 stocks per game unless they lost bad. And she would have high damage. She would have high 500s. She would have 600s, but she could also have those 300 damage games. She's the hyper aggressive character. And, that's a risky way to play, right? So there were games where Onyx would have 700, 600, or even the one game she had against Queen Nai. Can't believe I'm saying this. Against Queen Nai had 834 damage, something like that. Low 800s. The game after Queen Nai had 900. Or like high 800s, low 900s, something like that. Queen Nai's definitely at 900. And the recovery will be enough. Onyx takes game one over Bria. But yeah, like, Onyx had an incredible game. Unfortunately, they still lost the set because I'm pretty sure in game five, uh, Onyx just could not keep up. It was definitely Onyx. Mirage was so consistent throughout the entire tournament. If Queen Nai didn't go absolutely ballistic and just have 500 pretty much every game, like you like if Mirage, or my bad, if it say Mirage win, like Mironix is what they call them. Say Mironix won that set, right? If they then proceeded to do well enough against Zolan Emperor, I might have. Oh my god, with a ground pound reversal, I might have considered Mirage the MVP in that tournament. She was so good, and like yeah, Onyx got all the glory of it, but Mirage was just constant 500s. Like whether it was low or high, she would always be like high 400s to mid 500s, and it would just work. Cause she was just doing all the hard work that allowed Onyx to basically be, like she was the Pau Gasol to Onyx's Kobe, and I mean the ground pound right there from Onyx, just taking a cheap stock, taking it on discount. She now takes a 3-1 lead. Um, in game two, this is Priya's potential bracket stock here in winners. Um, yeah, like they were a really good duo, and then they just fell off a cliff. The same way that Queen Nai and Lin Fei faltered. I don't know what it was, but the very next tournament, Mirage and Onyx, they did solid. I think they got like top 16, but then they just after that it was second round exit, and then they split up. Mirage and Seven became a new duo. I actually don't remember how well they did. I know Onyx and Bob, like I said, they got to top 16 again. So I guess you can say like Onyx, she hasn't been bounced out of the first round. Onyx is still strong enough to be like just consistent, but she's never been good enough, like in the way that I can say, good enough to make it bad since then. And she's always been bad at once. That's the thing. Like Onyx, as good as you see her doing against Priya, Onyx doesn't really do too much past like the second or third round. She usually doesn't really make it to the third round in winners, and I don't think she ever has. But more importantly, she like also just hasn't done pretty much anything in losers. in 1v1s. Like she usually gets bounced out third round. She straight up. This top 16 is like where she's kind of become and reduced herself to, which is weird because there's definitely been flashes of an insane peak that could happen with this legend in both game modes. She's had really good games and then just still lost a set because she just cannot figure out a way to have another really good game. As for Priya, again, there's literally no history, as the neutral light bouncing off the ground is more than enough to kill Priya. Yeah, Onyx taking game 2 and the set with only 456. Wow. Again, that KO on discount did a lot. Next, we're going to have, where is he? Reno. A character that is really fun to play if you're good enough. Unfortunately, I'm not good enough. And he's going to be facing off against... Oh! I forgot about you. Yeah, he's facing off against Tori, chat. Alright, get this guy and all this stuff. Yeah, so he's facing off against Tori. This is interesting. So Hattori, like I said, most recent Spear Legend to join the top 8, to join the ranks of a top 8 legend. Actually got 6th in this tournament, right? Yeah, she got 6th in this tournament. Facing off against Reno, somebody who is a really good 2s legend. Even, like, remember how I was talking about how, like, Mirage did all the backbone work for Onyx? Yeah, that was Reno for Wushang. Even in the games, that, like, even though they got bounced out of the first round, even though they lost, Reno would still place well. So well that Queen Nai, another legend who always consistently did good damage and did good stuff, they teamed up, and now they're just pretty much 2 perennial 500 damage legends playing together. And it allows for Queen Nai to be more explosive, which is really good for Queen Nai, considering that's what Queen Nai did in her best tournaments. The best placements have always come from just going stupid. And having a legend like Reno be your backbone is really good. I mean, right now he's doing really good against Satori as well. I'm telling you, man, these blasters secretly underrated. I knew Troy could have killed there. I'm trolling. Maybe. Oh, I would have gone for recovery. That's just me. The second ground pound might take it. Nope. I know he's gonna make it back. The neutral's sick. I decided he might like actually kill him off the side. I knew he was gonna make it back for Epos if it didn't kill him. Cider will be enough. The Rayman special to tie up the stocks at 2 apiece. Perfectly clean. Yeah, Reno again has made top 5. Hattori has made top 5. They've done it in different game modes though. Hattori is an actually good ones legend apparently. Who would have thought? Reno is not. It's a completely different story with Reno. Reno is a great 2s legend, but I don't think he's done much noise pretty much at all in the one space. Because obviously Nai and Reno and Shang, that's 2 different teams, 2 different top 8s. Then also I think if Reno and like Wushang would have split and Reno would have gone with somebody like Ragnar, for example, they would have still done well. Because like Reno's just a really good teammate to have, and Wushang was just inconsistent as all hell. Cider. But Tori, I was honestly amazed seeing her run through the bracket the way she did because she was like playing both weapons just very well. Like it was just it was like playing against an actual Hattori, man. That's what it looked like they were doing. Like she was just hitting really good edge guards, good edge sig there for Reno to take that stock. Yeah, she was hitting good edge guards. Playing both weapons very effectively, both very well, which, again, not hard to, probably the 2 easiest weapons in the game. Yeah, it was just kind of, like, cool to see Hattori just play that well. Wow, that whip, I can't believe it. Shatter will kill. He will not kill. I forget Reno has high defense. Well, not really, he's like 6 or 7. 7 is high, 6 isn't. 6 is good defense. There it is, that ground pound will definitely kill off the right side. Yeah, like, they're kind of opposites. Hattori, somebody who has literally no placements at all outside of this fit. Like she was a constant first round exit. She was a constant just bounce early, like pretty much always. In both game modes too. Like I'm not talking just in 1v1. It's like in both game modes, she has just been a first round exit after first round exit after first round exit, and then one day she woke up and made is stealing game 1 from Reno. She said, "No, you can't get 600 damage, sir." But yeah, she's currently stealing the game from Reno and now going up 1-0, one
Three,
zip.
two, one,
And it's just
brawl.
kind of impressive seeing the sudden rise of the character. Because, oh my gosh, bro, if she would have gone for exhausted or a chase dodge in there, probably killed. All right. But yeah, just I mean, there's really nothing I can say. There's really nothing I can say about this legend. It's just when it comes to Hattori, like I don't know where she came from, but she just spawned and all of a sudden she's a great 1v1 legend. Like out of nowhere. It's like she just handed her older brother the controller and the older brother has had a controller since. Right. However, right now, Reno's done a very good job of like zoning her and just keeping her out of his way. Uh, just making sure she can't really get too comfortable. Oh my god, a third piece nasty. Off the weapon toss. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like Reno's just doing really he's just securing a lot here. However, dude, they nerfed the hell out of not Rat, they nerfed the hell out of guitars. What's going on? Oh, but it's just damage. And it's like, dude, you gotta understand. The weapon already wants to attack a lot. So the fact that you're upset that I'm hitting you with like 5 straight attacks that are all doing 10 damage is crazy. When there's weapons out there that do 18 damage. He went for it a third time, a fourth time, and that's gonna be the stock. Reno looking very, very strong once again here against Tori. Reno's not somebody that spawned out of nowhere. He's somebody that's just not bad. He's just solid. He's solid in ones, not bad at all in ones. But he's good at twos. That's his specialty. He's definitely being a teammate, being a support role, being that guy that just the backbone of the team, right? As I said, the heart of the team. Whereas if we talk about what's his name? If we talk about somebody like Hattori, she can't amount to shit in twos. She literally has nothing to her name in 2v2. But at least in 1v1, she's starting to actually like become something. She's starting to how is it? She's starting to like really put herself on the map on that side of the floor, On this side of the stage, she's actually doing really good. So I'm happy for her because she's somebody who's been trying her ass off, clearly. First round exit after first round exit after first round exit, but you're still making top 32. That's saying something. That's saying you have the potential to do something. See, on some brownie inspirational word shit. Right now, though, it's not looking like you're gonna do much. As Reno doesn't go for the instant immediately, goes for the sidelight first. Oh my, the down air had to. That was a necessary down air, else he was probably gonna die early. The side air might kill. It was just barely not enough. The second one will be Reno taking game number 2. No 600 damage from these guys. I'm proud. I'm happy. Good job, guys. Low defense rocks. Um, yeah, as I was saying, just both of these legends are like cool. I root for Hattori a lot because again, she's gone through the hardship of sucking for a while. She's gone through the struggle of being bad. Whereas Reno is kind of going through that struggle of just always being mid. It's like an NBA purgatory where like you're not good enough to you're good enough to be a playoff team, but you're not good enough to win a championship. You're also not bad enough to hit lottery. Like you're just a perennial 6th or 7th seed. Like that's just the best you can provide. And that's kind of crazy to think about. Like in my head. Because I'm just like, man, that's the only way I can put it is I'm just like, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. I spaced out. I started thinking about NBA stuff. That's why I said that. I'm sorry. Right now, though, this first strike is looking very, very, very decided. Actually, I was gonna say undecided, but no, yeah. Tori with decided takes first strike in game 3. Oh lordy. I'm tired. I can't even lie. I'm tired. I woke up early and went to sleep late. Um, but it's fine. Saturn will do it. Reno tying it up at 2 stocks apiece. Not a Tory this time. Just, I love doing these tournaments. Like in the moment, I hate it. I get tired because like I'm sitting here probably for 10 hours plus lunch. Sometimes I've done breakfast. Sometimes dinner. So like my day is just pretty much completely consumed by this. But I can withstand it enough because of the fact that like I just love Brawlhalla that much. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, hosting a tournament for 8 hours is not something you can do. I don't know how Brawlhalla cat like the reason why you see so many people take breaks is because after this like this is one segment. This is 4 hours of constant Brawlhalla to have to watch. If I was watching straight pro players face off against each other and have to and gap and think about stats and think about PR and think about that stuff all the time and talk to somebody else about it, it's easier with somebody else. I've been doing this by myself and it's a struggle. But commentating is not like as much as people hate Dara Emgar for whatever she's done or just what people in general have done. You gotta respect them a little bit because they are wow. Reno takes it after that game one steal. He upsets the bracket once again. Reno takes Hattori out of winner's side, and now we're gonna see Ganache go up against. Oh, okay, 3 points. Jiro. Yeah, this is a free win for Nash. Jiro sucked. I'm not gonna act like this is anything. I'm not even gonna bother commentating this one. Jiro, if you win, I will start commentating. Nash is a champion in both game modes. Jiro is a perennial first and second round exit. He has nothing to his name, has no good placements in anything, not even a decent placement. The guy's just bad. Most recently, he got 2-0 swept in losers first round with Mordex's teammate. Like Mordex and Jiro are just sorry ass niggas who cannot play the game at all. They're just bad, both of them. They're both just sorry characters, which is funny. However, even so, I must continue to say, Nash is. It's so funny to me that Nash is the GOAT of Bothalla so far. Because like, okay, so you know how like Scythe was like a weapon there, like when Scythe first became a weapon, it's like oh Scythe is good, but it's not it's not super good. Like the best pro players weren't playing Scythe. I think the only top 8 Scythe at the time, or in BCX 2018, was Mordex. And that like, and people didn't even think Mordex was the best Scythe legend at the time. Everybody was like, oh, it's Nyx. And then Sandstorm won a championship with Mordex. And everybody was like, where did this guy come from? It's like he was always solid. I think he was PR like 10 or 11, something like that. He was good, but he wasn't the best. I still can't believe people say LDZ is top 5 of all time. I respect him for winning 2 BCX championships in ones, but he was playing back when people like what I do today is the stuff he was doing back then. Like he could probably still beat me if we were talking about like 2016, 2017. Like he could probably beat me if he was in that form, but like barely. I genuinely think I could beat Prime LDZ at least once. It would be fairly close. Because the guy, as good as he was, I'll be honest, the game back then wasn't super developed. Sandstorm kind of developed Sandstorm kind of revolutionized the game because more people started to play like Sandstorm. And I don't mean the crazy clips and stuff like that. I mean the general playstyle that he had. Like Sandstorm didn't just play like that. Like Sandstorm genuinely dominated because his playstyle was so much more different from everyone else's at the time. And when people started adapting, they started actually developing that playstyle, and players got better. It's not like Sandstorm got worse. It was just everybody else finally caught up. It's like when Jordan on the '98 Bulls, like right. That's what it's like Jordan on the '98 Bulls. It's not that the Bulls were worse. Obviously, they were a little bit because they were older, right, and all that. But it's not so much that the Bulls were worse. It was just the Jazz was better. The Knicks were better. A lot of teams just got better because the league started to feel that transition of young guys, like young rookies, really making big impacts. Up until the 13th or the 14th seed, 14th pick. Like before, you felt it because these guys were just, oh, I got one job. Now these guys are doing several jobs. That was Nash, right? All right, I'm gonna play game two. I'm pretty sure it was Nash, right? I just kind of skipped through the game. I brain dead it. I dead brain.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Okay, yeah, Nash did win. Okay, okay, perfect. I'm sorry. Again, I'm yapping. Um, but enough about real life. Let's talk about some bots, right? Like I said, this is a free win. I'm not going to bother commentating this. Nash should 2-0 this. If Jiro somehow wins in dominant fashion, then I'll start to respect him a little bit. But I literally couldn't care less. This guy has four. This is a four-time champion. If you want, you can split it 2 and 2. He's downsigging at the very top fucking frame of his downsig. Jiro. Oh my god. Versus, like I said, perennial first round exit, absolute bum. Can't amount anything. But yeah, like, there's just so many different things that I can really say about a lot of these legends. Like, for example, Barraza. I think Barraza would be amazing. I think Barraza would dominate ones. I'll be honest. I think Barraza could probably be like another Taros or like another Thor that gets in there every once in a while, but definitely could definitely make top 8. I can't see that with certain characters. Oh my god. Like Val? I don't talk about Val. Val is the biggest fraud of all time. Tell me why Val always makes it into 1v1 tournaments, but she's only ever made top 8 once. And you're like, oh, but top 8 is difficult, man. You gotta beat out 24 other people, brother. She made top 8 her first tournament, then got reverse 3-stocked. Listen, I'm not kidding. This is exactly what happened. Makes top 8. Fuck that. Makes top 5. No, she made top 8. She made top 8. Makes top 8. Goes up 1-0. Is now up 3 stocks to 1 in game 2. Loses the game to a reverse 3-stock. Gets 3-stocked. And then loses to a reverse 3-stock again. A reverse 3-stock that just happened because he felt like it. Literally, I saw it. It was insane. That, unfortunately, I feel like I'm talking about Wilt's 100-point game. That is the most legendary thing I've ever seen, and I have no recording of it because of the fact that I didn't stream this tournament. I didn't. I streamed it on Twitch. That's why. That's why there's no recording of this. I streamed it on Twitch. If anybody knows, you can't. Nash 1-2-0. See, I'm again unsure because I just skimmed through it. I told you I wasn't going to talk about the set. I really wasn't joking. Nash, did you win 2-0? You won 2-0. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Alright. Oh, hey! Nice. We can talk about them more because this is literally the next legend. Shovel Knight, who is basically, Nash versus Val, basically. Shovel Knight versus Val. So, Val, like I said, always makes top 32. Can't get further than that. Outside of the tournament. Yeah, she made top 8, got absolutely fucking wiped 3 games in a row. She lost the set 3-1. Game 1 was on the verge of going up 2-0. He was in like orange. And all it took was basically half of a stock to go reverse 3 stock, 3 stock, and then reverse 3 stock again because he felt like it. Val took the first stock and then he just jumped off the map. I cannot be more sarcastic when I say this. Dusk literally he hit her in the air or something, misspaced something else, and then just chose not to jump. He just chose not to jump until he was directly under the map, bonked his head 3 times, and then just died. He basically chose to die. And the Decider will take Val's first stock, as Shovel Knight takes first strike. And it's just so funny to me. It's so funny to me. Because on top of everything that I just told you, man, it gets worse. I don't know how, bro. It got worse. Because because after that set, Val, right, made top 8, got absolutely embarrassed in top 8. Next tournament, 2-0, 2-0. Tournament after that, 2-0, 2-0. Next tournament, 2-0, 2-0. she just cannot win. And this is more proof of it right here. She's down 3 stocks to 1 against Shovel Knight right now. I understand Shovel Knight is basically Nash, and Nash is the GOAT, but like even so, Shovel Knight does not have nearly the same placements in anything as Nash does. He doesn't even have a top 8 yet. So we really can't compare the two. However, I'm upset. Not at Shovel, but at Val. If you're gonna make it into the top 32 every single time, bro, at least do something. Or I'm just gonna start being like, nah, you can't play once anymore. Twos is fine, but you can't play 1v1 anymore. That's literally the point to where that's the point that I'm getting to. Is that I see Val and I'm just like, yeah, no, there's no reason to. Because this is now the 5th straight tournament you've been in, and you've only got 1 top 8. And there's gonna be legends out there that have 3, 4 now appearances, right? But the difference is, you made top 8. We know you have the potential to succeed. Do it! God damn it, you're looking like the freaking 2021 Utah Jazz, bro. First seed, but you still suck. Or the freaking Suns the year after. The years after, actually, bro. And no, Shovel Knight takes it 2 stock. No damage on that second stock either, pretty much. Goes up 1-0. Yeah, it's just like, we know you have the potential to do something great in this league. Please, use that potential. Practice, nurture it, dude. I don't know what you have to do with Val, but figure it out, brother. Figure it out, sister. Like that's the most annoying part about seeing Val. It's like you're just a one-hit wonder. You're literally the opposite of Bruno Mars. You are the Kid Leroy. Actually, no, he had 2 big hits. You are 347 Aiden with Dancing in My Room. That was it. That's all you've amounted to. Is Dancing in My Room by 347 Aiden. That's it. And it looks like that's all you're ever going to be, which is so upsetting. Because at one point you were the best legend in Brawlhalla. Now, you don't even see competitive play. Unless Pavelski feels like it, which he does a lot. It's just so upsetting, in my opinion. Good instinct there to see Val in the tournament, because I'm just like, that's such a waste of a set. That's such a waste of a spot. Like I could have had Arcadia take that spot and her potentially top 8. I could have had fucking, random shit like that. Just random yap. I could have had a legend that I know could have done better than you actually take that position and potentially upset some brackets. But no, here we go. Right now she's got a lead, so hopefully she can improve upon that lead and maybe be the one going up 3 steps. Actually, I don't trust her with that. I don't trust her even in a 3-step situation after what Dusk did to her, bro. I don't trust her in a 3-step situation. That was the greatest crumble I've ever seen in my life. Man, I should have streamed that one on YouTube, bro. Fuck Twitch for not letting. That's so dumb that I have to save a specific stream on Twitch. That's so dumb. I just feel like you should be able to look at past streams. I guess it's because they have millions of like streamers or whatever. I don't know. I really don't understand why, because YouTube has everything. They have videos, they have shorts, they have like literally everything. You can go back to 10 years ago from a guy who's posted 10,000 videos and you'll still be able to find his very first video. Stomp Sayer. We're going to see Shovel take the lead back from under. So that's it. Dude, Shovel is... It's weird. Shovel is so much more of a hammer legend for some reason. Like, I don't know. Shovel Knight does so much better with the hammer, while Nash is clearly a spear legend. Like, I don't know. Nash just clearly does really well in the spear, whereas Shovel does really well in the hammer. The downer is just extra salt. Ground pound might take it. Nope. But she is exactly 1 hit away from pretty much anything. Any sig for sure. Any heavy attack will do it at this point. He went for the ground pound reverse. That's such a troll move, bro. I hate you. Just end the set, bro. That's it. He's not! Oh my... See, this is what I'm talking about. The bots should know true combos. The ground pound will do it. Shovel Knight goes up 2-0 and wins the set. It's not looking good for Val, folks. Then again, it never was. Yeah. But now that we're done with that cross, that was just a mess. Oh, these legends are both at the bottom. Yeah, specifically so I can use my eyes. Dear Lord. Sorry about that. Alright, so we have Bothalla, and then we have... Oh, okay. We have Mirage. Sweet. Yeah, this is the exact site I use on him, bro. Ain't no way. Two of the really cool sublets that I actually like. I've always liked Mirage. I've just always sucked at Spear. There was one time where I actually was okay with Spear, but I was a silver, so I was okay for a silver. Like, I was nowhere near the level that I probably should have been. Wait, when did I change Volkov's side? I didn't realize that. Cider. Right now, the Volkov's the one with the weapon, and he's proven it. Oh, she does the spear? Okay. Fix it up. Ground pound. Oh, okay. So, fun fact about Volkov, he's not bad in any game mode. He's made top 12 in twos, I think with Orion, I think it was Orion Volkov. And then amounts to nothing after that. And again, it's only been like one or two tournaments since then. However, in 1v1s, he's okay. He'll make a top 16 every now and then. I don't think he's made top 12. He probably has, though. That downside was clean. What a way to win that song. Tied up 2 stocks apiece here. Game 1. But something I definitely have to say about both of these two legends, actually, is in ones, they're pretty solid. In ones, they're pretty solid. But in twos, they just level up. So, Volkov's somewhat of like the Onyx type character where he just gets really aggressive in twos. Whereas like Orion was like the backbone kind of guy, the stage controller. Mirage is the opposite. Obviously, she was the backbone. However, they were both still very consistent at getting 480 or more damage. If you don't know, 480 is what I consider average. Because again, that's my standard. My standard is the perfect duo would get 480 damage and 3 stocks both. Like, if both players played exactly, like, doesn't matter what 2 legends they played, they just always got those stats. Like, that's something that I would have to say is, like, actually really good. It just, alright, this guy averages 400, these guys average 480 damage and 3 stocks together. Those are like my criteria for the average win. Like, how I base most legends. If you have 3 KOs, that's really good, because that means you're killing half your competition, as Mirage takes game 1 in a very, very weird fashion. But yeah, like, literally the only way I can phrase that is just, oh, go nice, well done, nice, alright. The only way I can phrase that is, that's my criteria for, like, your average game. If you get 450, that's not bad, but it's not good. If you get 480, that's good, right? If you hit 500, that's good. That's also good. If you hit mid 500s, that's great. Anything past 575 is like really good. It's high damage at that point. You're dealing like 200 damage a stock basically. So that's really good damage. Unless you're in lucky ones, in which case you want to do the least amount of damage and get all 3 kills. 3 kills should be standard for a team that never loses a game. However, because it's unrealistic to assume that any team could ever go completely undefeated in a tournament, the closest that we've gotten was, I think, Nash and Arcadia, which were undefeated the first 4 rounds of a tournament, and then lost finally in winners finals. They lost a game or dropped a game. It was either that or 3 rounds where they went undefeated. Like, the most games we've had in a row for sure is 11, at least 11. But yeah, there's no way to assume a team is gonna have that level of ability to just both have 480 damage, both have 3 KOs. That's 3. In fact, 3 kills is very difficult to get. For you to average 3 KOs, that means you're consistently killing half their team, like half their team's lives. That's insanely difficult to do, especially when you have an off game. For me, there's several games where where I did really well, or I felt like I did really well, and all I had was like 400 damage and 2 kills. But my teammate had like 4 KOs and like 400 damage as well. Like there are games where I'm like, oh, I thought I did well, and then I did subpar for my standards. Because I think that it's just my thing is I think that I should be contributing to at least half the damage, which I guess I did in that game, but also I want to contribute to at least half the kills. If I do anything less than half the KOs, I feel like I didn't do much. Because it's like my friend was the one finishing the job, I was just the one setting it up, you know? Now then, if you're playing like comp, do not use this criteria as good. That's not really good criteria to go off of because team combos are insane, and even the best players will have a game where one player has 5 KOs, as Mirage is the deep in red getting that NSIG to go. Yeah, one player just has 5 KOs, and the only reason that he has those 5 KOs is because he's the one finishing the team combos, and they got 3 team combos in this game, right? That's it. That's literally like that's why like in competitive don't ever base it off what my standards are. Just my standards in general are for my games. I'm just like even in ranked, I'm just like I want to do it like about 500, around 500. I want to get 3 KOs. If I don't, I feel like I didn't have a good enough game. And again, I'll live with the 480s and a 450. But I just feel like I got carried if I don't see at least a 450. And my teammate has like a good amount of stats. Nobody has good stats. That was clearly just a game where KO efficiency was the name. In which case, I do feel good because if I have 4 KOs with only 400 damage, that's KO efficiency. But like, was it all me or was it team combos? Was it setups? You know. What is this? Mirage tied it up. What is this damage count? The game is to Mirage. Mirage wins. What? I was okay. I saw all the hits. I saw everything. I was like, "Yo, Mirage gonna live in a while, brother." Mirage stole that set from under his grasp. Mirage. Oh, hey, Mirage is in this tournament. We get to actually see what I was talking about. Hopefully, he right. Mirage. What was that? Volkov. What was that choke? Volkov just choked. That's so funny. I didn't pay attention. I was like, wait, are they both in deep red? I just realized I was like, they're both deep red. What the hell happened? And then I see a side stick next to him saying Mirage just won in the win. Wow, Mirage, you, or Volkov, you are a Shanghai shark. You are a Taiwan tiger, bro. Get ready to speak Chinese. um, anyways, next we have Barraza and Sidra. So, most people are like, ooh, why is Sidra in here? One, she's the best canon legend in the game right now. I'm not exaggerating. There isn't a character better than her when it comes to canon. Not even Onyx, because Onyx, as good as Onyx is, Gauntless is just not in the same place that Sword is. Sword got hit by far the hardest, but it's all like, what, just a whip punish? I don't think they affected on hit at all, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, they just straight up did not hit like at all anything of like, oh, if I hit you, you know. They were just like, oh, the reward of hitting somebody is fine, just the risk of it was too low, right? Also, good instinct to kill off that left side from the right. I don't know how he did that, but he did it, or she did it. Yeah, so Signa's the best canon legend, and she proved it by getting second place in the last tournament. Yeah, and then she lost 3-1 twice in a row in grand finals. It was great. It was hilarious. Yeah, Teros kind of just like went through the top 3 very quickly. After that really close Scarlet, I was like, all right, I'm not that just won. However, Barraza is going to be a tough competition here because Sidra could not figure out that axe of Teros. So now she's got to do it against Barraza. A higher defense legend, higher power legend, and dash chain just means I don't give a shit about speed. He's stutter stepping into a down light, bro. He's saucing you. You are up. It's not going to kill because they both have high defense. That's the one thing I will say. This game will drag on because they both have high defense. They both also have sizably high power though, and strong ass six. They both have really good six. That's why I say Citrus like the best canon legend right now. She has really good six.
Side air. And safe once again. She just throwing that shit out. It's so valid though. Yeah, Raz is barely going into the red right now. It's just like barbecue sauce. Side air will kill. Yeah. She's way too damaged at this point. But yeah, just like I was telling you, Citra, she struggled a lot to figure out how to beat Taros hacks, and now she's got to do it against a legend with arguably better stats. Just worse weapons. And by that I mean one. Blasters is arguably better for the bots. And that's more proof as, well, to put it lightly, Citra had one good stint with, I think it was Azoth in 2v2. No, it's not Azoth. She was terrible. Citra had a good stint with somebody. I can't remember who it was. In 2v2. Meanwhile, Thatch and Barraza are the current defending champions, and before that, made top 8 by shitting on Ezio Vector. Twice, actually. They did it twice in that same. They did it twice in that tournament, or in different tournaments. Right now, though, Citra's definitely looking like she's gonna kill him. The recovery punish, yep. Another side 6. She's throwing a lot of those out right now. That might be her way to win. Siders. He doesn't have a lot of options. He doesn't have any. And Citra steals that game right under the carpet. Barroza had that one locked down. He just, unfortunately, could not find the finishing blows. So yeah, Citra, I mean, right there, world champ difference. Except she's not a champ. World finalist difference. We'll call it. Yeah, so Citra, again, great 1v1 legend, ironically. Horrible in 2s, which is where Canon usually shines. Yeah, as bad as she is in 2s, she's actually shown to be a pretty solid legend once all around. Before that second place, she had a couple top 16s. But sure, it's only the third round, but you also have to think that those first 3 rounds of losers is like, it's bums. But sometimes there's major upsets, like something like what we've been seeing. Like Vittori's down there, Taros was down there when he won his tournament. That Nash actually came from losers once to win the whole tournament. Like, it's not Downer's gonna kill him. He got his dodge back in time. I lied. I was wrong. Don't listen to me. Cider will. Maybe. Nope. The high defense is coming in clutch for him. They both have such high defense. One neutraler will do it, though. Should. Or the side sig off the top frame. That will do it as well. Sidra taking first strike in game 2. Once again. But yeah. Isaiah, I think, has the best placements out of any canon legend. I can't remember if he got a top 8 in 2s. I know he got a top 8 in 1s. A few tournaments ago. I think it was 3. Tournament 3, I think they got it. But in 2s, Isaiah was teamed up with Ember. He did pretty okay with Ember. Ember is, if you don't know, was the first champion of all the tournaments. The ground. Oh my gosh, he has his recovery. Okay, if she would have stole his recovery, he's dead. Actually, no, he still had a dodge, didn't he? Or another jump. Oh my, what is this damage build up, bro? All this extra credit. She could kill him now. Ground pound. A recovery might. Yeah. Side air. Yeah, a recovery will definitely do it from the middle of the stage. I just wish these bots knew true combos. Because then, like, delay would actually be a problem. And it wouldn't just be, oh, downlet in the air on all weapons. But, like, downlet is, like, the perfect setup for some weapons. Ground pound again. She's trying to do a Tesca. Eventually gives up on it, gets the recovery to go. Now she's up 3 stocks to 1. Neutral will finally take that one out. That's a great way to start the reverse 3 stock. Now just don't lose. Don't get hit. It sounds so simple, but people forget most low defense legends are purposely coupled with high speed to like bat that issue. Now then, Arcadia was the exception to that rule. They just straight up did not care. We're like, no, we're gonna give her nothing for speed. We're gonna give her 4 speed, 4 defense. Y'all figure it out. And it's crazy because she's a champion in the bot world. Speed doesn't matter, but like, it's still crazy to me how a legend with so little defense is so dominant. She actually won a Grand Finals MVP, and I think she also won a season MVP, or a tournament MVP. Oh my god, Barraza's dead. Citra, after Barraza cheeses his own stock, he's gone. Yeah, that's how a lot of people feel. And that's the end of winners, guys! So, after having just choked out
Barraza is now in losers bracket. However, we won't see him for a little bit. Instead, we will be seeing Ibugi. And he'll be facing off against where the heck is he? Tesco. Oh, okay. I thought I had no skin. Uh, be not afraid. I know this is stance. There we go. All right. So we're gonna see a little bit more of Ibugi. Kind of test his abilities more. I think this is also a debut for him in the one
Three,
space.
two, one,
Actually, it
brawl.
might be just a pure debut. But regardless of whether or not he has any tournament experience, back. Um, Tesco, where are you going? Yeah, regardless of whoever has how much tournament experience, it's kind of interesting. We've gone through the entire top eight, or the entire top 32 so far. Now we're just who's going to actually be eliminated from bracket now. Um, it's I'm just intrigued because like a few of these legends definitely have potential. They have potential for some Cinderella runs. There's always one or two Cinderella runs because of the way that double elimination brackets work. Because if it wasn't for the way that double eliminations the brackets work, then I promise you this would have been a different story. And the Ensig there. Jessica. Oh no, they were tiptoeing. I wasn't gonna commentate. I wasn't gonna commentate about anything when they're just tiptoeing. We've already talked about all the legends. We've already talked about a lot of the stuff. I guess we can talk a little bit more just about how I guess weapon matchups is something I haven't talked about yet. Sure, why not? So, Axe and Boots. Boots is definitely winning in this matchup, but only if you know how to actually run it. As good as Axe can be, first of all, it's a one-on-one, so Boots just has the advantage of speed. But also, just in general, Boots is a good weapon that, because of all the legends having dump six, it's just pretty much completely advantageous. Because every legend just has a dump sig to pair up with all of the speed, so you don't have to play anything but Boots. The Red Raptor has side sig and end sig, and down sig to catch inward dodges if you're, if you the once per game down sig. Um, Tesca obviously has neutral sig for spikes and has side sig. I've seen some people use down sig, but that's only if they're like the ones on the ledge and they get a lucky and lay into down sig, right? Then there's the story of like Thea, who has just 12 light attacks. They all hit like light attacks as well, so they need to rework her stats. The speed is fine. They just need to move that dex everywhere else. If you want Thea to actually get some play, move her dexterity everywhere else. I understand high speed legends should obviously come with high dex as well. That just makes sense. She's the fastest character. Should be unpunishable. This is Brawlhalla. She's gonna get punished, especially with Lance. But yeah, the character just sucks. She can't live. She can't kill. She can't do anything. She's the one bad Boots character. Straight up, she's the only bad Boots character in the game. Zuva has Hammer, but also Zuva's his sigs are just too simple. That's really it. It's just like in my opinion, his side sig his Boots side sig is just a worse version of Teska's side sig because it has zero, and I really do mean zero momentum. So it doesn't even carry further than it probably could. His down sig is the only good sig that he has. Like he probably has like the best down sig on Boots. But then you look at Vivi and you're like, never mind. He has a good down sig. It's such a cheap sig. I can get a lot of kills with it very early. Um, and then his end sig is so bad. The angle is awkward, and like the kill angle, like where it's killing is top left or top right. Like the angle is horrible to kill in. Obviously we just saw him win a game with that sig, but or actually he might have won the set with that. But even so, like it's just an awkward sig. It's not good. It's like cannon recovery, which drops all the time. If you play cannon at all, you understand. can recovery is so difficult to get now because the weapon isn't a slap box like it used to be. Because it actually has priority and shit like that, it's so hard to actually get cannon recovery to work. That's why most people opt to do like sidelight recovery before doing cannon recovery, because Sayer just carries way too far. If they reduce the variable force on side air, I'd be happy. Because then we'd probably get like Sayer recovery again, and that's something that used to be a staple of the weapon. Not just oh, hold on, wait, this is final stocks. Let me come to the game. Neutral air, a lot of footsies. The recovery's gonna do it, and just like that, Teska taking that game from under Mugi. What a game! 734, 745. Look at the defense disparity. Holy, um, holy defense disparity. But yeah,
Three, two, one,
uh,
brawl.
damn, I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about boots, right? Yeah, Zuba's boot sigs are just mid. They're all mid. Except down sig's good, and then the other two are just mid. He has good stats though. They all have great stats outside of. Dude, Dia has everything bad. He has 12 light attacks that feel like light attacks. Has absolutely zero, and I do mean it, zero kill potential. At three base power. Has no survivability with 3 base defense. It's just bad all around. Literally, it's just bad all around. And then there's Vivi. Dang, bro. Why am I hiccuping? Doesn't even hiccups, I'm just guessing. Vivi is. She's something else, man. She's so mid that mid feels like disrespectful. Like out of the five, she's worse than Teska and Raptor, but she's better than Zuba and I'm saying movie. Better than Zuba and Thea. Like in terms of what Zuba can do and compared to what Vivi can do on boots, she's got a way better boots. Like her Ensig is better than Zuba's, despite it having almost no movement whatsoever and no momentum. It just has it's just pure verticality and a get off me tool, really. It also catches inward dodges. Um, what is it called? Her side sig is so much better. That projectile is so much more effective, like in every single way. Especially because even if it doesn't have momentum, it's such a long hitbox that it's kind of hard to punish it at once. And even in two, it's still somewhat difficult because I can throw it out like off stage, and you just can't do anything about it really. And her down sig is so dumb. Everybody knows her down sig. It's the most get off the tools you could possibly have. If you're completely stacked, it will hit you. If you're slightly ajar, it will hit you. Why did I say ajar? I meant adjacent. If you're slightly adjacent, it will hit you. That sig has like I've literally, and it's the fact that you can't tell which way she's going regardless because she spins and then at the end you choose whether or not to go left or right. So you have no idea which way she's going to hit you. You have no idea which way she's aiming. So you might just dodge through her, and then she actually was baiting that the whole time. Like, also in movie right now, up 2-1. But ow, there we go. Yeah, the simplest way that I can really put it is just when it comes to boots, she's the most mid character out of all of them. But also, she's like probably not. She's probably also just like if you're gonna play a boots character, that's like the most, you know. Like if you want to play boots, Blaster isn't good right now, so there's no real reason to play her over like Zuba. Imugi takes game number 2 with a side sig there. Test calculator, what a name. But yeah, like in my opinion, Teska is not the best anymore. I think right now it's Red Raptor. I think Red Raptor has the best. I think Red Raptor is the best Boots Legend, and then Teska. But I do way better with Teska, not because I've played him more recently, but because I'm just better with Gauntlets than I am with Orb. That's it. I'm just better. I'm better at Teska because I'm really like okay. My best weapons are Katars, then Gauntlets, then probably Scythe. I'd say either Scythe or Boots. Right now, I'm comfortable enough to say Scythe. After that, Boots, and then we can go cannon. Mind you, I'm a twos player, so like the only weapon I just said that's actually good at like that's actually getting good like oh my, the only weapon that I just stated that actually gets good rep in twos is gauntlets. Because even boots legends outside of like Radish, Clem, I really don't think there's many people who play boots in general. There should be more people who play boots. The weapon is great. I don't understand why we haven't entered a boots meta. I would love to see more boots. Like there was that one time where Tesca was everywhere. That was something, but like I don't want just S-Scrape Tesca and Mordek or and Sandstorm Tesca. Oh my god, it's nice that you're up there. Sidestick will do. You see what I mean? Like you can dash, and then on top of that, he already has a jump, so that's extra momentum. He carried way further, pretty much covered half the map. That's a lot better. That's just a lot better of an attack. That's something like Zuba's, which stops you and has a much harsher, because it's perfectly like. Whereas Tesca has that little bounce, there's no bounce, so there's no verticality at all. It's just straight forward. So his six are like really good for team combos. That's the only way to put it. Zuva's six were all of them were meant for team combos. Even his End sig, even his Hammer six, they're just all meant for team combos, really. Zuba's base kit is just twos. He's a good twos legend. He's got the power to kill, got solid enough defense, and speed doesn't really matter in a game mode where you're probably gonna get punished for everything you do. So yeah, just oh my ground pounding Mugi. Is Mugi gonna take Tesca out? Oh my goodness, that'd be crazy. More great sword gameplay because it's either him or Jeyun. Jeyun's and winners right now. I'm genuinely intrigued, Coleman. I gotta make sure the stream. Okay, I just want to make sure the stream is still going because sometimes the stream will turn off and it just won't tell me. And I would actually cry. I'd be shattered. Because then I'd probably have to redo the whole tournament. I'd have to redo so many sets. Or just update y'all and be like, oh, actually, yeah, this is what happened. Y'all didn't get to see it though, so. Sucks to suck. I would love to see more boots in tournament. I would love to see more, controversial take. I would love to see more, what is it called? Jeez, Orb in tournament. As much as people hated the passive play of Orb or whatever, quote unquote, the only reason that Orb was that passive was because all of the good moves that Orb had were like down air, ground pound. Like they were literally all the moves that have the most distance on them. If they just make sure that we don't have the safest move in the game, Orb ground pound B, Orb's best move in the kit, then we're fine. I'm so used to doing a neutral era after that. Tesker right now though, he's trying to claw back. He wants to win this one. He can either knock out Imugi or he can get knocked out by Imugi here. So he's definitely got to fight. Clash. That's a crucial clash there. That would have probably sent him far. Oh, the immediate response instead of letting him get off a 2 or 3 piece. The side air, it's gonna be enough. Imugi, with that insane strength of his, is going to upset Tesca and get him the hell up out of here. Wow. And immediately after, we have Loki and Ragnar. I have my reasons. It's called drip. Alright. Yeah, I have my reasons. It's called drip. So, Ragnar and Loki. I love both these characters. I don't play Loki at all because I don't like his sig. As good as they are, I just don't like them. However, I do play Ragnar because he is my twos main. Okay, my twos main is a stretch. Now I play Isaiah, like I was saying earlier at the very beginning of the stream. Isaiah's probably going to be my main for this season, but that's just because I want to advocate for canon needs buffs. Whoa, the canon was strong 3 years ago, or 2 years ago in 2023, bro, in 2022, bro, what are you talking about? I don't give a shit if Onyx dominated. I'm not saying make Onyx the best character in twos again. I'm saying bring back canon. I'd love to see the Ninja 729 get some love, bro. The guy's Guy plays Hattori and Sidra. That's the last I remember. I don't know if he actually switched off finally. I haven't watched a new tournament in a while. I should probably watch some more Europe. But yeah, if you were to ask me, oh my, what a guitar's mirror. Down sig kills. I knew that was gonna kill too. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, like we need to see more Cannon. Cannon, Orb, and like Boots need to be played way more. The meta would be way more fun if we go back to like for example, I'm not saying bring back 2019 Orb, but I'm saying bring back some of the weapons from 2019 and just add Boots to that mix. I like as listen, as much as you want to say you hate playing against the Vortex and the Knicks, you know goddamn well you love seeing Sandstorm combo people. Everybody loves seeing side players combo people. Pavelski was a demon on the Knicks. We all enjoyed that time. Say what you want. Like the game was more fun when Fate was a playable character in tournament. That's just the truth. That's the truth I stand by. Not just Fate though. Like, bro, Isaiah, bro, the Zol Isaiah comp that that freaking Sandstorm and Boomy played in 2019 had me so happy, bro. And I can't tell you guys how much I love Cannon. That weapon was so fun. Dude, that pre-rework Cannon was insane. Why didn't you send him upward, you idiot? This map doesn't have a big roof. You'd get killed if you sent him upward. Lock in, bro. Well, he got it with the neutral air, so basically the same move. Um, as Loki actually takes the lead here in game one. Yeah, I'm just yapping at this point because like some of these games just like I don't know. The games got really uninteresting after that Nash. After like the Mirage game, that was like the last one that was like surprising. I probably should have paid more attention. Next time I gotta lock into that one. I gotta lock into Mirage a little bit more because she just completely stole two games from her opponent. Um, however, even though that happened, some of these games are just not that interesting. Like this one's just been very, very standard. There's nothing really too crazy to say about it. Oh yeah, commentating. That's something that I just completely forgot that I was talking about, and then I just like stopped talking about it. So I guess we can go back to that. I know as much as you want to hate on Dara Emgar, she at least tries to make the games interesting. It's just unfortunate that she has a speeding impediment. Yeah, that literally it's just unfortunate that she has a speech impediment because if she didn't, she'd be a good caster
Three,
because
two,
she's like she's
one.
informed on the game. Clearly, actually is interested enough to like know the moves and stuff like that. Compared to Junebug, Junebug was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Um, I mean, yeah, there's so much. There's so many difficulties about casting. Like people don't realize to be a caster, you need those breaks. Like the fact that I don't take pretty much like I had to split my format from one long ass 10 hour like 10-12 hour stream to all right, I'm gonna need to take a break in between these. So I'm gonna stream top 32, then top 24, then top 16, then top 8. That's how I did it. That's how I formatted mine. It's exhausting, man. I've been here. I've been sitting here in a chair for 3 hours. Imagine these guys only commentate two games, two sets. I mean, literally before they take their 5 minute break. I'm just whipping right into the next one. And their games are much more exciting. They have much more stats and much more things that they can talk about. They have much more available to them because it's players. They can talk about the legends. They can talk about the players. They can talk about the patches actually affecting the players. They can talk about what weapon. I can only say what I've seen off of what the bots do. Like for example, Qatar is very strong. Axe is not too good in ones. Scythe is pretty okay. It's pretty mid. Like it always does well early, but then just falls off the face of the earth after top 16, right? Whether it be friendly fire or whatever, as that center finally takes that stock off of Ragnar, tying it up at 2 apiece for the players. Ground pound, no recovery because he knew the wake up was coming. Oh my, chill. Yo, Loki, calm down, bro. Why are we trying to take the stock of? Hey, he can finally use a side stick. He couldn't do that before against Solgrim. But yeah, like this, I've been sitting here for 3 hours and I've commentated how many sets? Not to mention they're on online tournaments, so these they have to find like production has to do a lot of work, a lot of the work. You know, obviously, let's say for example, Sparky and Taza. These are two great casters. These are two amazing casters. If I could, I would love to just have Sparky and Taza the entire time. Recovery, wow, what a move! Yeah, I would love to have Sparky and Taza commentate every game. But if they were the only ones commentating, one, it would get a little bit more boring. Um, because you just hear the same word, like you hear the same voices, and you know. But more importantly, I like TK. TK is not bad of a commentator. TK can be an interesting commentator. He's just not too invested. He's really only doing it because of the bag, right? Like, and that's fine, you know. Go get your money, bro. Like the truth is that you are spending several hours in a building commentating a game that's not exactly your favorite. You know, I respect you for getting that bag and for some actually being interested in the game at least a little bit. Sidelight. The thing that makes me mad about it is there's so many other people like Boomy, bro. I would put money down that I would have more fun watching Boomy commentate a game and watching Remy commentate a game and watching LDZ commentate a game as Loki kills him with a down air. What a move. What a KO option. But yeah, watching like Boomy or just any retired pro. Hardy MJ, who was banned for quote unquote transphobia, but that wasn't even true. That was Dara, who decided to say some dumb stuff like, oh, he did it! He did the thing! He did the thing! Right here! Right here! He did the thing! He did the ground pound recovery! That's his signature move! He wins sets like that, bro. He just won a set like that. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I had to glaze a little bit. I had to glaze a little bit. All right, back to my other hand. Where is Kaya? Kaya. I found Kaya. Okay. As I was saying, though. Sorry about that, guys. Um, what was I talking about? I was talking about TK. I think I was talking about TK. No, Dara. Hardy. I was talking about Hardy.
Three, two,
He
one.
Dara said some goofy shit like being in the army is or no, being trans is more life threatening and more like what is it called, more brave than being in the army, which is just crazy because the army is the people laying down their lives so that you can say some stupid shit like that. Just remember that. And Hardy MJ corrected her because that's just wrong. Like you live in a free country. It's like that post by Noah Schnapp, I think was his name, the kid that plays Will Byers in Stranger Things. Like he was like, as a Jew, I'm afraid for all of my Jewish community and all of my people, despite him being a millionaire, being able to take save his family, take them out of take them out of that country, and everything. When the war with Palestine is going on, I was just like, you can't be serious. It's like, bro, you're a millionaire. Get him out of there. Talking about all my Jewish brothers and sisters. If you want innocent lives to be saved, you have the money to do that. You're just saying that because you want free PR. Good recovery there from Kaya to sweep under and take Moon in stock here. There's a little bit of bad blood between these two legends. Not a grudge, but it's just kind of like they're both second place performers. They're both legends that have gone second. However, despite that, I feel like Kaya and Moonin have very different tracks. Sure, they both are bow legends, but I feel like, oh, what an N6 to take the KO there. Moonin I feel like the way that Moonin wins games is usually with that scythe. Kaya, it's with the bow. Oh my god, Moonin. Moonin. Bro, Moonin, stop playing bow, you're losing because of it. Come on. So, I'm so disappointed when I see SDs because it's like, wow, okay, so this is how it's going down. Got it. This is how it all crumbles. However, I gotta say, like, Moonin clearly is a better side legend than anything. We just saw it. But now, like, Kaya can play both weapons very evenly. There, recovery does it. Yep. I read it. I knew it was happening. And Kaya with 507 is able to kill Moonin off the top. Game two. Let's get into it. Like what I was saying though, just having like people who retired from the game or
Two.
quit the game or whatever, you
Brawl.
could come back and be like, "Hey man, we know you don't want to play anymore." Like low cap, I feel like low cap is somebody who like to or like LDZ, bring him back into the world that way, unless he's playing something else or playing competitively, or he's just a guy with a job, right? Have some of these like former pros or retired pros that are just streamers now, just be like, "Yo, so like, would you like to maybe I don't know." Commentate for us because we're talking about people who study the game, people who work on the game. It makes more sense to me to just like in Smash where TK was a pro Smash player, or he might still be a pro Smash player, but he's definitely a commentator now. Like, he's somebody who's known the community, he's respected as a commentator and as a player. I don't know Dara's history. Junebug, an elite Smash player. Nobody even knew that he commentated Brawlhalla at once or twice or whatever. Like the only way that I can really put it, oh, recovery. The only way that I can really put it is just that. Hold on. Recovery. Like Flambeau. Flambeau is somebody who is. I'm pretty sure Flambeau is like Peak Diamond or something like that. I don't know. Flambeau's a good player, knows what he's talking about, is very invested, actually has pop offs. Like Flambeau's a great commentator when he's on. He's not on often because he said damn once. I'm not kidding. He said damn when he was commentating. Um, uh, who was it? It was kind of versus who? Stingray. Kind of Stingray, and Stingray won the set, and he was like popping off because it was an incredible moment because it's Stingray who was considered the second or third best player in NA going up against the best Brazilian player who's not the best player in the world, and it was like the number one seed versus the number four, the number two, three seed, whatever he was. Who was gonna win? And then Stingray had an insane comeback on Final Stock, and then like everybody popped off, and then he said damn, and then Brawlhalla was like unhappy about it. He was like, "We're supposed to be family friendly." He said damn, just be like, you don't have to kick him off the scene. It's like the guy's a grown man. You're not gonna tell a grown man not to do it. Not to be himself. Like yeah, he got a little excited, but that's how it should be. Sure, we're more family friendly, but that doesn't change the fact that you should still 100% have Flambeau commentating more games after seeing the way he commentates. TK's gotten way better, especially because it looks like there's more investment in the game. Obviously, Taza is probably the best commentator we have right now. Sparky right after. It just sucks that they haven't considered, hey, maybe we could actually pay our former players commentator earnings. I guess it's because it's like at the same time it's like, oh, they might not be available because they're playing a tournament game or whatever and stuff. But it's like retired pros like Koslix. I feel like Koslix would be a great commentator. I don't like his voice though, so I wouldn't listen. But I feel like he could still be a great commentator, way better than somebody like Junebug or like what's his name? Like TK can be sometimes because TK very low energy. Another person that I really like though is Walt. Ironically, I actually think Walt is somebody who is like really invested in the game, or at least is very excited. He's just not as knowledgeable of the game, but he can at least make a moment interesting. Down air, Kaya can't get the KO. Hold on, let's come to the game now. Let's actually lock in. The bouncing doesn't hit. Literally one hit from anything will kill. Neutral air. I was gonna say kill Moonin, but I didn't get the chance. Nair's gonna do it. Kaya takes Moonin out. She frauds. The 5 seed is gone. The 5 seed is gone. Oh, oh my! I don't know what to say. I guess the only thing I can say is GG. Well played, Monin. You frauded. You had your time in the spotlight, but you were literally following Jaden's path. Second place, fifth place, first round exit. There's nothing else I can say. That's exactly basically to the letter. That is exactly where is next. That's like basically to the
Next.
like that's pretty much almost exactly to the letter what what Jaehyun's story is, and that's not a good story to follow because Jaehyun is winning now. So poor
Three,
Moonin, she's out in
two,
the first round.
one,
She's bounced.
fall.
It happens. It's fine. Volkov can carry her or something. Mirage can always carry. She's doing insane. She did insanely well in that first set. That was crazy. You also got Nyx right now, who maybe she'll actually announce something. Uh, another perennial first and second round exit. Doesn't matter who she plays with. Doesn't matter who. You know, doesn't matter what's going on. However, Rayman, another perennial first round exit, is gonna get ground pounded in Nyx. Starting off real hot here. But yeah, like I was saying, man, just I don't. There's so little to say when it comes to commentators because like Bahalla's casting just has become a nightmare because you have somebody who shouldn't like in my opinion shouldn't be commentating when they have like your whole thing is to speak and you have a speech impediment, you know. And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just that's just not what you were, you know. That's just not what you were born to do, man. Like it's fine if you want to go cast in Smash because I don't care for Smash, but there are times where like we're watching the most incredible thing happen. She's just wow, like bro, that most recent tournament where Sparky was like, "Don't say wow." I was like, "Damn, he is not happy." Sparky was clearly upset with Dara already. There must have been something that happened off screen, but they had to, resolve it. Regardless of what it was, though, clearly, even now, like some of the other casters, or even some of the original casters, or just actual Brawlhalla casting is starting to, really like lock in on like, hey, we need to actually fix some of this casting issue. People have been complaining about it for months, right? And then like, there's three things I gotta say. There's three people that should never cast a grand finals if you want more viewership. That's true. Dara, Junebug, who shouldn't be casting at all, and what's his name? One person that 100%. TK. TK is way too chill, and it's like he can be a good caster, but sometimes they'll be like sometimes people will start talking about like random stuff that either is not even Brawlhalla, or is Brawlhalla related, but it's not related to the match. And the whole point as a caster is you're supposed to bring the conversation to be about the match, right? That's why I love Taza. Taza is somebody who, like, you need either Taza or Sparky commentating grand finals every single time. Every single time. Because we don't have Foda. Foda or Flambeau are like the, you know, dude. Foda, Flambeau, Sparky, and Taza are like the four. One of them should always be commentating, and I think, in my personal opinion, we should always have Foda cast grand finals in BCX. Just tradition. It's fine if he doesn't do like the onlines or even the lands, but he gotta at least do BCX. Everyone loves Foda. Foda is literally everybody's favorite developer. Oh my, dude, Nyx is dominating Rayman. Rayman can't even get the KO off the left, or going from left side of the stage to right side of the screen. You just can't get it. Nyx is too much defense, even on Axe. He's looking for something. I don't know what he's looking for. That's the ground pound off the stage. Oh my god, it kills. That's how damaged she was. It's really only going to take like 3-4 hits. But we could see a miracle. A Mirage level miracle here. There's already been some crazy things happening in the first round. Not like super, super amazing, but there's definitely been some crazy things. Like the Ragnar Nair ground pound Nair ground pound combo. Or just now the Ragnar clutch. Or the Moonin just getting walked on. Or the Mirage comeback. There's already been a few. There's already been a few interesting performances. If you want, you can say Nash dominance, but I wasn't even gonna act like that was gonna be an interesting set. That's like if I played against BB Balloon Boy, bro. That's just not gonna be an interesting set. I'm gonna get 3 zipped. Everyone knows I'm gonna get probably 3 stocked in 2 of those games. Like, that's just what's gonna happen. Wow, the cider didn't hit. Never mind. I was gonna say she's in red, but finally Nyx finds the KO, and yeah, that is I dumb? Alright, hold on, guys. Give me like a few minutes, real quick. Alright, so that was game one. I'm not tweaking. Alright. For a second, I was like, is that game two? Oh, okay, it is game one. 1-0 so far, Knicks. Not bad. Just had to make sure. Just had to make sure, because sometimes, I get unsure. Anyways, yep, Knicks goes up 1-0 over Rayman.
Three, two, one, brawl.
I do like the diversity that we have in terms of commentators. I just don't like the quality of the commentating now. It's nice to have a lot of commentators. If anything, it's better because that means, for example, you could just have like Sparky show up at the beginning and then he never shows up again. And most people are like, "Oh, but where's Sparky?" And it's like, what do you mean? Why are you complaining? You had Hardy MJ, you had Boomy, you had Koslix, you had Dara, you had TK, you had Paza, you had Foda, you had Duke. Uh, Not anymore, but she used to be on. You had Win Ann. He was also better known as White Sheepy. But yeah, like, really the only way that I can, oh my, what a ground pound. He died though! The ground pound cost him everything. That ground pound cost him everything. I think he was yellow too. I think I would have rather gotten hit by the side sig there. Anyways. Now that Rayman is down, despite having taken no damage. Uh-oh. Never mind. Yeah, now, despite everything, what's his name? I think variety of casting is great. I think that having a lot of different casters is very amazing. That's fine. I just need at least half those casters to be good. Walt is good. TK can be good. Depends on his mood. Depends on if he's chill or not. Sparky's great. Taz is perfect. He always gives energy. He's always so invested. Like, I love Taz. Daru, I feel so bad because she's not a bad commentator. It's just the speech impediment. It's literally just the speech impediment. Yeah. We need more Flambeau. Remy, I don't know what happened to Remy's analysis, but those used to actually be kind of fun. You're like, well, you see, when you look at the set, this is exactly why this is not. You see, clearly we were seeing this team catch these landings over and over and over again against this team. Just clean execution, extreme execution, perfectly catching the landings, all this stuff, and that eventually just built and resulted in a win for this team, or a loss for this team, Like Remy used to actually give detailed explanations. Good side sig there. Yeah, like we should have more commentators. We should. My thing about it is, for example, you could just ask even current players that just aren't playing any sets right now. They have a few minutes to spare, or like it's top 8 or something, right? If you wanted to, you could have like, let's say it's BCX, right? Top 8 is happening. Sandstorm is faded scene. I don't give a shit who. We'll say Kaino. Why not? Sandstorm versus Kaino. Top 8. Winners semis, right? And now commentating is somebody who is in the tournament, but he's playing the set after, right? So this is the way that he's warming up his commentating, right? Let's say random name. Just because why not? Let's say Impala is commentating, right? Impala, he has the first set of losers quarterfinals, which is losers top 8, right? Let's say Impala is commentating and the co-caster is, I don't know, let's say Duke, right? That'd be interesting to hear what a pro player has to say in how he analyzes things. Because hearing the mind of a pro player is very interesting sometimes. Like, why would you go for the downlight right there? Like, what was the reason for this specific move? You know, why did you choose this punish instead of going for something more optimal? You know, like, or even just like in-depth playstyles, because we have obviously the meet the pros at the Royale stuff, but that's not the same. On the other hand, you know what is the same? This next Rayman game. Ground Pound will definitely secure it, and just like that,
Player
Nyx
2 wins.
2-0 with the upset over Rayman. This game was so low energy because like it wasn't really close at the moment of time. There was no real moment where it was close.
Mako.
Next is the Abyssal Goblin apparently versus the Hawk Duo. We'll go with this one.
Lin Fei.
No.
Lin Fei.
Lin Fei versus Mako. Technically, Mako
3, 2,
is a
1,
crossover
brawl.
character because Mako is a skin in Brawlout. So you could say that Mako is technically a crossover of a Brawlhalla crossover inside of Brawlout. Anyways, my controller was dying. Um, like I was saying. Anyways, I feel like there's just a lot that could be done in a lot of like places. Production has always been great, and what a downsig there! Just immediately catch that. But yeah, look, two guitarist legends. The Catters, bro. Oh, the down air was intercepted. Gonna start stepping into a dash. We see the military cannon come out from Lin Fei. I love random select. Side air, clash. This game actually seems like it's going to be interesting. Hold on. Neutral air, the punish. Oh, gets interrupted by the ground pound. Down light into recovery. Another recovery, and it's going to kill Lin Fei off the top and Mako up 3 stocks to 1 right now. Switching over to the greatsword. Everyone knows how dominant that weapon's been in real play. Ground pound. Oh, the neutral air gets intercepted by the ground pound. Flash there. Neutral light does get the recovery. Couple of attacks here and there. Down air. Neutral air from the guitars. The down stick coming out from Lin Fei. That's the signature move right there. That's the move that got her bronze. Tried to throw it out again. Didn't really work out. And we see the guitars mirror. The down stick is intercepted by the neutral light. I have so many questions. Just a lot of side lights and downers right now. Another side light. The end sig is interrupted. Ground pound down air. Neutral light. Recovery doesn't kill just yet. One more would probably do it though. Side light. Gets the neutral light. Lin Fei. Down right now, but not completely out of it. Can probably still make a comeback. No, she cannot as the 3-piece come out from Mako going up 1-0. Very good game this time. Very, very good game this time. Now I'm actually going to commentate the game because they're getting interesting again. Again, if a game isn't that interesting, I'm not even going to bother acting like it is because there's no point. There's no point of trying to engage you in a stall out. Like, if the legends are literally just not choosing to engage with each other, that's not fun. Like we saw with Nashmi Mugi, that was horrible. Or Terosi Mugi, that was an absolutely terrifying battle, bro. I did not want to be a part of that at all. That was like the most boring matchup, but that's just how the bots choose to play. They chose to play safe against each other. That's how it is. However, right now, though, Mako running on the high of winning game 1 here. Didn't Mako also win? Hold on. Didn't Mako also win game 1 last time? You see the disarm. Ooh, the neutral air. Down air once again. Side air from Mako. Oh yeah, Mako faced Vector and then like choked after Vector SD. It was crazy. But yeah, she won game 1. I remember that. She stole game 1. She didn't win that shit. She stole it, bro. Neutral air for kill is crazy.
And the side air will, in fact, do it there. Side lights air. Lin Fei takes the lead, and she might die. Oh, or five. So you see that great sword come out. The recovery is interrupted. Oh, no recovery this time. A lot of big hits here from Lin Fei. This is the Lin Fei that we know, and I personally love. Lin Fei used to be my main, bro. Ground Pound will do it. Again, I've mained a lot of Katara's Legends over the years, but the reason I mained her was cannon. I loved the fact that her cannon side sig would just reach. Like back when I was silver, the fact that I could use the slap box and then finish it off with a side sig, then chase dodge up and just get back to stage was so beautiful. If I knew the things I know now about the weapons and like about how good stuff like that, trust me, I would have probably hit plat with that cannon. I probably would have hit plat. The old cannon was so fun. I refuse to believe people hate on it. Side sig will hit, and we're going to see Lin Fei continue this lead. Picks up the weapon, immediately goes to the guitar damage. Oh my! Gets a 7-piece right there. No, a 5-piece. 6-piece. Not bad. It's just a little 6-piece McNugget. Oh, the down sig not low, or not high enough there. Now kind of just a lot of aerial spacing. The recovery comes out. Mako not looking strong after that really, really good game 1. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't the first time Mako has won the first game this tournament. Oh, we're going to see the 3-piece, and it will kill! It will indeed kill. Okay. Oh. The side sig was risky business. But let's see it. Down light in air. Or down air in air. Like just a couple of bits and bobs here, like I said, poking. Oh, a little 3-piece from Mako. Mako starting to make that comeback. Can she steal this game from under Lin Fei's grasp? The Nair is saying no from that cannon. The cannon said hell no. One sig will definitely do it. Ground pump did not hit. A lot of whipped attacks. Down light, down air. The side light misses. The recovery. She's disarmed. Mako could steal this game and the set right now. She will as the side sig kills Mako with a comeback. Upset the number 3. Lin Fei is out of here. Another fraud. Dale. Oh, that's so unfortunate. For Lin Fei, I mean. Mako moving on. Wow, dude. I wasn't expecting that. Beautiful. Next, we have Hattori versus, you guessed it, Priya. If you actually guessed Priya, you're crazy. Yeah, next we have Hattori versus Priya. I want to talk a little bit about that last set. Mako, what a comeback, man. Down pretty much a full stock and a half. And still somehow managed to win it. Just bits and bobs. Literally just 3-piece after 3-piece, bro. That's all it took. What is this down air battle? And a little side air coming out of the ground pound. The side light. So it's side sig. Ground pound. All thrown out another weapon. Side air. I wonder if we'll ever see Priya use the other mode. That's the problem I have, is that once Priya realizes, hey, this mode is better, we'll be in business. Like, that's what I think will make Priya actually win this game. Because that first mode is only good for team. Like, if you're playing 2s, probably stay on the first mode. Unless you're in a win-win scenario. What a down sig there. Great response. Side air might be enough. I don't know if Hattori, she does have the resources. The down air will secure it, though. And Priya takes first strike in game 1 here over number 6 Hattori. Will Hattori falter? Oh, the double ground pound at the top of the screen. She's really fishing for that high KO. She really just wanted it as early as possible. I'm going to see Hattori calm down a little bit. Play a little bit smarter. Still playing smart. My bad. Still playing a little aggressive. Obviously, we saw that side air. Jeez, bro. I am cooked. I'm so cooked. We're going to see the sword mirror here. And right now, there's just a lot of side airs whiffing, bro. A lot of side airs. There we go. We finally see the first one connect coming out of Hattori. The side sig, the side light, the neutral light. What is going on? The side air. The literal final frame of the side air, bro. A whole bunch of side air spamming. What? Yo, look at this. Look at the side air battles, bro. There's just side air after side air. Literally.
It's literally just cider after cider, bro. Ground pound, another cider coming up from both of them. Now the neutral light is free and continues this lead. Recovery will take.
Utter destruction. Player 2 wins. A torso. Three, two, one, brawl. 3, 2, 1, brawl! Close one. Player 2 wins. Hero. 3, 2, 1, brawl! Three, two, one, brawl! 3, 2, 1, brawl.